Oh. Am I live? It says I need to open this. What? Huh. Hello. I don't know if I'm live. I have no clue if I'm live. Give me a sec. Cause this is new for me, streaming on YouTube. What is happening? I have no clue if it's working. Let me see. Yes, it shows me live, actually, for once. Yes, we're here. Hello, YouTube. How's the sound? Is it good? This is quite early for a Saturday, but I said I should go for it. I should try to stream on YouTube, and here I am. Today we're going to do Arlecchino's story quest, which I should have done a while now, but there was no time, so here I am. So let's do this real quick. Let me know how the sound of the game is. I'm gonna make sounds. Let's go, tomato. Okay. Let me fix this. Okay. So, let's make sure the sound is fine. Well, first I need to unlock the quest. I haven't done many quests, as you can see. I should unlock Sinus too, why not? But we're gonna do Alrecchino's today. The child who doesn't exist. It's a fine day. Yes, a fine day for a stroll around Poisson. Also, let me know as well how the quality is, because this is literally my first time streaming.
It's been a while since we visited Poisson.
No.
Maybe we should head over and have a look around.
Poisson. Is everyone ready for Poisson? It has been quite a while since I heard the Poisson. So let's get right into it. Okay, we do have the quality. Good.
Hey, traveler, Paimon.
Hey, Lini.
Oh, Paimon knows that voice.
It's Blade.
Over here.
Lini.
To borrow one of the more popular turns of phrase at the moment, this appears to be quite the fated reunion. Running into you two out of the blue like this has really made my day. I certainly wasn't expecting it.
Well, I wasn't.
You can say that again. What brings you to Poisson?
I forgot how that word impacted me.
Wait, Paimon's got it. You must be here for one of your magic shows, right?
Actually, we've run into a bit of trouble on the home front, so Father arranged for us to stay in Poisson for the time being.
Trouble?
Oh, are Lynette and Fremine here too?
Yep, along with most of the other members of the House of the Hearth. You may have noticed Poisson seems a bit more crowded than usual.
Indeed.
So you're saying nearly the entire organization has moved to Poisson? Sounds like you've run into way more than just a bit of trouble. What's really going on?
Well...
Since the two of you are so curious, perhaps I can fill in the gaps.
The jump scare. Oh my god.
You scared Paimon half to death!
Father, you're here.
You know... on second thought, maybe we don't need to know? It's all probably super confidential House of the Heart stuff, right? We totally weren't trying to pry or anything.
No need to be nervous. I could sense your genuine concern from your conversation just now. Of course, I can also understand your confusion. Sending so many Fatui here to Poisson, it's only natural that some might suspect an ulterior motive to be involved.
Well, we are a little curious. We still have our reservations about your organization. Give me one sec. Yes, we can remove this. It doesn't need to show on the screen now because it's a YouTube stream. So let's keep it like this. Okay. Well, we are a little curious.
I understand. I'm well aware you've had your fair share of confrontations with the Fatui in the past, and I can't exactly guarantee that we'll remain on good terms in the future.
That depends on what you want to do.
As for right now, however, I would say we have little reason to be at odds, wouldn't you agree? The House of the Hearth could stand to be more open with those who have worked so closely with us in the past. As for the issue at hand, well, it hardly relates to any ulterior motive. To be frank, it all stems from a certain rumor circulating around the House of the Hearth. It's an internal matter.
What sort of rumor?
A rumor that a certain phantom child is hiding away in the House of the Hearth.
Phantom child? Some sort of ghost story? I feel like I'm getting chills already. I'm gonna act like I believe it and I'm scared.
A phantom child? Ooh, just hearing the name is giving Paimon the creeps.
Everything gives Paimon the creeps.
A spirit that should have long ceased to exist is lurking in the shadows of the House of the Hearth. So I decided to bring the children to Poisson before continuing to investigate the situation. I expect I should be able to track down the spirit fairly quickly. After that, it's just a matter of resolving the situation, if you will. It shouldn't be much trouble at all.
So, we're going ghost hunting. I didn't see that coming.
If you're curious, or if you still have some concerns, it might be advisable to stick around for a few days. I'm sure the children would be exceedingly pleased to welcome some visitors. Lenny, I'll leave you to entertain our guests. I have some matters to attend to.
Of course, Father.
I forgot how much I love her voice. So good. I couldn't help but feel intimidated during that conversation with the knave. Now that she's gone, it feels like I can finally breathe again. She's so terrified. She also suggested that we stick around for a few days. But why?
It has long been a dream of mine to invite you to our home and introduce you to my other siblings. You're quite well known in the organization already. A lot of people have been talking about you, especially after everything with the prophecy.
Everyone has been talking about me.
If you're willing, why don't you stay a while and have a little chat with us?
Sure.
Alright. We don't have anything else to do right now anyway. But let's be clear, we're just gonna be there as guests, okay? Don't get any funny. Oh, wait a second. For your guests, that probably means we'll be treated to lots of yummy food, right?
Of course. During our stay in Poisson, we've been helping out the locals with some fishing. We bring in quite the bounty every day. In fact, today is the perfect chance for me to show you what I can do in the kitchen.
I can understand her, but some things you don't need to say them out loud. Keep it in here in that tiny head you have.
Let's go. I'll take you to where we're staying.
You don't have to do the math all outside. You can do it in your brain. So be a house guest. Oh, it's at the bottom. That's the house? Where is the house? Also, if you're wondering, I have pulled Arlecchino at the very last day, at the very last hour. I had to do something to get her, because I couldn't otherwise. I had lost the pity already. I had gotten Jean. C6 Jean, by the way. And then I had to spend a lot to get Alrecchino. And by a lot, I mean I got a lot of monthlies. But yeah, we have her. I don't have her weapon though, but it's fine. For now. Because I do want a scythe.
We rented this house from one of the locals to use as a temporary base. I'll come back later and tidy up a bit. After that, it should be all ready for you to stay in tonight.
Thank you, Lini.
Awesome, thanks! So, where are we off to now?
Well, when I happened to run into you two earlier, I was actually in the middle of distributing some supplies. With this many people staying in Poisson, we have to bring in outside supplies every now and then.
Makes sense.
I should probably make sure the rest of these provisions get delivered. Otherwise, people might start to get antsy.
Okay, we'll come with!
Sure, let's help them.
There are all sorts of rumors about your organization floating around out there. Paimon's not sure if she could even take a wild guess as to what's true and what's not.
You can only start learning when you spend time with them. So we can see how everything works.
But now that we finally have the chance to see a day in the life of the house, we can take a good look at how you operate!
Exactly.
Well, you're more than welcome to come along. Just follow me.
Something that she didn't need to say out loud again. She could just keep it in, you know? But, okay. Hey.
Lini! We're finally here. The supplies. I'm assuming you've...
Brought them with me?
Yep.
Here you go. Hello? Something caught your eye?
No. Is he okay? Give me a sec. What's wrong with him? Why is everyone so... showing so easily what they think? Oh.
It's the Traveler in Paimon!
That run! The run was from here to here. Like... unnecessary.
No way!
Wait, I'm a hero.
Come here, everyone! Hurry! The Traveler and Paimon are here!
Okay, this is cute.
One at a time, please. Don't crowd around them all at once. We don't want to scare off our guests now, do we?
Oh, it's alright! Gotta say, Paimon didn't realize we were this famous. Of course! Father and Lini have told us so much about you.
Aww.
Father told us about how you helped Lini. According to her, you're a trustworthy friend. And as far as she's concerned, that's pretty much the highest compliment we've ever heard her give. As you can imagine, everyone's been very curious about you.
It does make sense. We are pretty big in Fontaine.
I heard the Traveler is so strong that she can move a mountain with her bare hands.
Not that big.
I heard Paimon eats so much that she can clean out the entire pantry at Hotel de Boer in just 3 days.
Accurate.
Wait a second! That's the rumor you heard about Paimon? Oh, not cool at all! Oh, wait. When guests visit, you're supposed to give them gifts and stuff, right?
Come on, Paimon, scream.
Oh, we don't need something like that. Besides, we
What?
don't have anything to give to you.
Whoa, Paimon character development.
Come on, we insist. I can give you some of my new potions. Just pick your poison. And by that, I mean medicine or actual poison. I've got both.
So, child, thank you for your poison. I don't need it.
Or maybe Shaplo can teach you guys about stealth. He's super good at it. He's never been caught.
Uh-huh.
Ah, now that's not a bad idea. I know you usually prefer to fight head-on, but it never hurts to expand your bag of tricks, right? When it comes to eliminating your enemies, staying quiet can go a long way. Trust me, I would know.
What are they gonna offer me next? To take out someone for me?
I was poisoned not too long ago, and I'm still dealing with the after effects. So I'm not quite as good as I was before, but I can still give you some pointers.
Wait. When you said gifts, I didn't think you meant poison and stealth tactics. But those are the best things we can give you. You don't like them?
No, I actually appreciate you a lot. I appreciate the things you can offer me. I'm just a bit stunned.
Ooh, how about this? Tell
Ooh.
me the name of someone who really annoys you, and we'll teach him a lesson for you.
I mean, I did say it, right? It was kind of obvious they were gonna offer me something like that. The dangerous suggestions keep on coming one after another.
Alright, Fold, Selwar. I think that's enough suggestions for now. When it comes to being a good host, it's the thought that counts.
Yes, let's keep it civil.
You don't need a physical gift to make our guests happy. In fact, pestering them with suggestion after suggestion might make them more annoyed than anything. I would say your enthusiasm has certainly gotten across.
Really?
Absolutely, we definitely feel the love.
Awesome! It's been so long since we've had guests to play with. If there's anything you need, just let us know. Yeah, especially if it's poison or something. I've got all sorts of potions for that.
Hello, what's up with you and Poison? What's up with her? This, I shouldn't be laughing because what they're trying to show us through all this, through this cutscene, is that basically the life conditions those people have went through have been very tough, and they all have toughened up from a very young age. So this is like their way to go with life. They have fought to be where they are, and they have gone through shit. So I understand that. I respect it, and I feel for it. But at the same time, I can't help but laughing because the way they present it's so... Yeah, I can tell you all about my poisons. Do you need someone to be taken care of? And you hear that from a child. Like, it's sad, and at the same time, it's so... Like, I don't know the word in English. It's just unexpected to hear. It caught me off guard.
Well, we'll talk to you all later. We've still got supplies to distribute.
Alright, see you later.
See ya. Chapeau.
Bye!
Bye. The sound of Paimon like the light, I don't know what it is. It gives me PTSD from Starhill.
Lynn,
The boxes in the back, the treasure chests.
and stuff tactics talk just now.
Scared you, did it? That kind of talk comes with being part of the House of the Hearth. When Foltz was really young, he strangled all of his family pets, just out of curiosity. He was labeled a dangerous problem child and was abandoned by his family.
So anyway,
Elwar has an unnatural obsession with potions. Father has forbidden her from trying all the different concoctions she comes up with, but she still tries to test them in secret. You really have to keep an eye on that one.
yes.
Chaplot is around my age. While I'm mainly responsible for collecting intelligence, he handles surveillance.
He looks much older.
He's very passionate about his work and has no reservations about taking on some very difficult missions. I know you two probably aren't used to that kind of talk, but I can promise you they only had the best of intentions. Things like stealth tactics and developing different poisons, they really mean a lot to them. They were just trying to share the best of what they could offer, that's all.
Yeah, they were trying to just... That's how they know, like, how to act, what to give to people. It's understandable. Continue distributing supplies. The cutest. And we have magic colors. Anyway, I have to go give supplies now. Two new people. It's more than two.
Filial, supplies are here.
Thanks. And who are these two? Outsiders?
Allow me to introduce you. This is the Traveler and Paimon.
Oh, you're the famous duo I've been hearing so much about.
Yes.
It's nice to meet you. I heard you've traveled to all sorts of places. Is that true?
Yes.
Of course! We're making our way all across to that!
Yes, Paimon, speak for me.
Oh, good for you.
You must be pretty familiar with Fontaine by now, then. Have you seen the new opera that started running recently? I think it's called... The 4,000 Thieves?
Oh, this is the first we've heard of it.
I don't remember it.
It seems like it's going to be fantastic. From what I've been able to tell from the posters, anyway. You should definitely check it out if you have the time.
Oh, and there's The Blind Maiden, too. That one is supposed to have audience interaction. Seems pretty interesting.
Yes, that sounds interesting. As you spend some time talking about popular culture,
After
the
this
atmosphere
mission is
becomes
over,
more something.
I think I'll go get a manicure.
Oh, maybe I should dye my hair. Wonder how much it'll cost.
Oh, that's so cute.
Is it just Paimon, or do these two seem much easier to get along with than the others? Looks like the House of the Hearth has some normal members after all.
And then they say they're assassins.
I heard that.
Oh! Oops.
I'm guessing you're referring to Foltz and the others? Yeah, we're definitely not all like them.
We're more active. We're more like the type of going into missions and taking out people.
I bet those crazies are practically foaming at the
What?
mouth right now. I'm sure they just can't wait to get back to Snezhnaya to carry out the plan.
Whoa. Filial, please. Crazies? It's not a nice thing to say.
That's enough, Filial.
Yes, that's enough.
Don't talk about family members behind their back, right? Whatever. Let's go.
Interesting. Very interesting. For some reason, I thought the House of the Hearth, like all of the members, would be very tied with each other, like very close. But it doesn't seem like everyone is sharing the same ideals, which is very interesting.
Guess this is goodbye then. If you ever have some time, we should go see the opera together.
Oh. Sure. Tell me about it, Lini.
Well, that's it for the supplies. We should probably head back as well.
Don't want to talk about it?
Well, they didn't seem too happy with each other. Seems like there could be something more going on here.
It's better not to pry. We should observe for now. Like, we should see what's happening in this place.
You're right. We're only here as guests after all. Oh, Linny's getting super far ahead. Come on, let's catch up.
So, what do you think of the members you've met so far?
Well, let's just say they've certainly got a lot of personality. That's a good answer.
Well, Father is always encouraging us to be strong-willed and independent. So if there's one thing we've got, it's people who aren't afraid to speak their mind.
It's not necessarily a bad thing to not be afraid to speak your mind. The thing is, I don't think you should always speak your mind raw and unfiltered. You should... Depends on the person you talk to and how it impacts the person. How they perceive the things you say. So that they don't, like, take it the wrong way, I guess, or something.
Well, I should probably get cooking. Wanna join?
Yeah, start cooking, Lini.
Of course!
Of course, Paimon is gonna cook. By sitting there floating and saying, "Oh, I'm exhausted. When is the food ready?"
Then let's head out and... Uh-huh. Fremine, what are you doing here?
Hey, there he is.
Well,
Yes?
Hey, nice to see you again!
Oh, you too. I heard you're here as guests of House of the Hearth. Welcome.
Hi.
We were just going to make some food. Why don't you come along? I could use some help in the kitchen, and I seem to remember you mentioning you wanted to make seafood soup for the Traveler in Paimon.
Oh, so cute. Yes, please join us.
Seafood soup? Oh, Paimon's drooling already.
And where's Lynette?
Were you looking for something just now, Fremine? Maybe I can help.
It's nothing. I just wanted to see if there were any extra supplies.
He's acting sus.
Yeah, we've got some left over. What do you need?
Some food and water. And some clean cloth, if possible.
Wait.
No problem. Give me a second here. Food, water... Wait a minute. What do you need all of those for? You're not on any missions as far as I'm aware, and you were just going to come eat with us. So what's this all about?
I thought I'd grab an extra portion because I get hungry at night. Could be because I'm growing, you know?
He couldn't be a worse liar. That's like the definition of a bad liar.
Fremine. You remember what I told you? You're not like me. Your lying skills still need some work.
Some.
Tell me what's going on. Is it really bad enough that you have to keep it from your own brother?
Maybe it'll be better if we gave them some space.
No, I'm sure Fremine wants us there too.
This is the first time I've seen that kind of look on your face. Whatever happened, does it have something to do with Father?
Yes. Just
What is it?
follow me.
Okay, this is getting interesting. Oh god, I fell. Just as it was getting interesting, I fell into the pits of... Let's go, tomato. Oh, never mind. What is this, Barbara? Clervy?
You're back! Oh, and you've brought some friends with you this time.
Excuse me?
Hello, my name's Linny. I grew up in the House of the Hearth. And you are?
Hi, Linny. I'm also a child of the House of the Hearth, just like you.
Why is Clervy here?
You can call me Clervy.
Clervy?
Yes, Clervy.
It's nice to meet you.
How's this possible?
Does that name ring any bells, Linny?
Yes, the PTSD bells. Not for Lainey, though.
No, not at all. That's not a name we have on our roster, I'm sure of it. What I'm not sure of, though, is how she managed to sneak in. She must be the phantom child Father's been searching for. From the looks of it, I'm guessing you were the one that found her, Fremine. You, haven't told Father, have you?
No, I haven't told anyone. I've just been keeping her hidden.
How is this possible?
For how long?
10 years.
About
Oh.
half a month now.
Oh!
So ever since we got to Poisson, then, do you have any idea what you're doing?
I know what I'm doing.
Which is?
Really? Because from where I'm standing, it looks like you're hiding the very person Father has been trying to find. If Father finds out about this, everyone involved is going to be punished.
Is it just a ghost? She couldn't be anything else.
You know the rules of the house, Fremine. I know you do. Father doesn't tolerate any form of betrayal. So why are you doing this?
I've thought it through. And I just can't hand her over like that. Linny, don't you remember last year? Sheplo nearly died after getting poisoned during that one mission. He wasn't able to get back before the poison started taking effect, and not a single person was there to help him. That night, while I was sleeping, I heard a voice telling me to go save him. I opened my eyes, but I couldn't find the source of the voice. I thought maybe I was just hearing things, but I went to look for him anyway. Luckily, I got there with enough time to save his life. That feeling of being haunted, of hearing voices, it's happened many times in the House of the Hearth. I'm sure you've noticed.
So... lingering souls from the past?
So what you're saying is, that was her? She was the one who spoke to you that night?
That's the only sense I can make. Like, what else can she be?
Unless there are other spirits roaming around the House of the Hearth, I don't think there's any other possibility.
Yeah, I mean, if you heard her.
If Clervy were our enemy, it wouldn't matter whether she was a spirit or an actual child. I would have acted without a second thought, because that's what Father ordered us to do. But she's been living with us, helping us from the shadows all this time. I think that makes her family. I couldn't just hand her over to be dealt with. Not when there's so much we still don't know.
So what's your plan then? You can't keep her here forever. Someone is bound to find out eventually.
I haven't thought that far yet. I don't want to disobey an order from Father, but I also don't want to put Clairvy in danger.
Can't she really be in danger if she's just a wandering soul? But also, I can't imagine Arlecchino meeting Clairvy, like seeing Clairvy. I don't know. Maybe she knows the wandering child is Clairvy, but also probably she would want to get rid of her, because she's not the real thing and it's just an illusion. Let's say she wouldn't want to go back to what she was, because when you go through the things someone like Arlecchino does, and your behavior is the way hers is towards life, it's really harsh going back to the past. It's like something you want to delete from your memory. It's something that you consider a weakness and you don't want it to affect you again. So in my opinion, she would want to get rid of Clairvy, because that would mean she would have to go to a place that she doesn't want to go back to. But I guess we'll see.
Come with me. There are a couple things I'd like to say to you in private.
Okay. Suddenly I'm not trusted. Okay, bonding time with Clairvy.
Those two sure care a lot about each other.
Yes, they do.
Well, they got a funny way of showing it. From where Paimon was floating, it sure seemed like they were about to bite each other's heads off.
From where Paimon was floating.
No way. They have a really deep bond. I could tell right away, because I also have a friend like that. I just don't know how long that kind of bond can last.
What do you mean?
The darkness in the house runs deeper than you can imagine. No one can get out alive.
And now you're talking like a ghost child.
I'm sorry, Linny. I really didn't mean to drag anyone else into this.
Oh really? You didn't mean to? 'Cause I for one wish you did.
You should have told all of us.
Huh? What do you mean?
You know, when we were younger, you didn't call me Linny. You called me brother, just like Lynette. We grew up together, the three of us. We were all orphans, all rescued by Father. Of all the siblings in the House of the Hearth, I think our bond was the closest.
This story is gonna be about their bond getting stronger than ever, so maybe that they can hold the House of the Hearth together, they can keep it together.
Later on, when you started calling me Linny, I wasn't actually surprised. After all, Lynette and I are related by blood. We've had to depend on each other to survive long before we joined the house.
Linny,
The darkest and most difficult moments of my life happened before you and I had ever met. I'm sure that's true for you as well. Even so, Fremine, we've stood by each other for all these years now, and to me, that means more than blood. You and Lynette are the most important people in my life.
Oh, that's
no
so
one
beautiful.
can replace you. So I won't let you face anything alone. Not if I can help it.
Bravo, Lini. That's wonderful a wonderful thing to say.
Oh, looks like things are getting kind of heated between Linny and
No,
Fremine.
they're not.
Maybe we should go check on them.
No, you should float where you float. Oh, come on, don't listen to Paimon. They're just...
It's raining. I should put my clothes away.
Where is the rain? What is she saying? There's like a cave. Like, it's like...
Harry? Huh. Looks like she's not here either.
Oh no, she's having a breakdown. Claire... Oh god, she disappeared. Huh?
It's time to leave.
Can you? Also, what is that? Oh my. Anyway, I'll be patient. Let me do something I should do. I should really do this right now. I don't want to miss the opportunity.
This will be a productive...
Wait. I have to. I always take pictures to have memories from quests or anything like that. I really like taking pictures. And this one is a very interesting picture if you think about it. Kind of like this, yes. Okay. Done. Let's go back to Bainy Boy.
Gonna be epic.
Yuki Boy.
Hey, you two! Hope we aren't interrupting anything. Like a fight, or...
A bonding, that's what you're interrupting.
Oh, wait a minute, Fremine. You're not crying, are you? Is everything alright?
Everything's fine. Thanks for asking.
Ah, my heart. The poor thing.
Well, we're all friends here, right? We've been through so much together, so if there's anything we can do to help, just say the word.
It's just a small family dispute. It's not something our guests should trouble themselves with.
True.
In fact, it might be better if your stay ended here.
But Paimon was insisting we rush towards you and change your life. Because Paimon is able to do that, apparently. Anyway. Let's be nice.
What are you getting at, Traveler?
When guests are around, families are often on their best behavior. And any disputes are less likely to escalate. That's what you're trying to say, isn't it?
That's what I'm forced to say, because in that situation it was good that they were opening up to each other. Like, the words of Lini are very important for someone like Fremine to hear. But I guess, you know. Exactly.
I just... Thank you. I was really hoping to keep you out of it. But even if I could think of some other reason to turn you away, I'm not sure I could convince you. I know things could turn dangerous, so I promise you this. From now on, I'll protect you like my life depends on it.
Me too.
Well, back to the matter at hand then. If we don't plan on handing Clairvy over to Father, then our only other option is to solve the mystery of her identity before Father is able to track her down.
Yes. Let me tell you what's the secret of Clairvy.
That means finding out where she came from and what she's doing here. Then we can send her on her merry way and pretend like none of this ever happened.
Ideal, but...
I've tried that already.
And?
And?
And...
Nothing.
Nothing. I tried taking her somewhere really far away, but... after some time, she just reappeared. She even came with us all the way to Poisson. It seems like wherever the house is, she follows.
Wherever the house is, or wherever Arlecchino is. And this thing on her neck... This thing on her neck is stunning out so much that it's basically telling you, this has something to do with everything. This is important. Arlecchino is gonna hold this in the end.
I don't know much about spirits. Do you two have any ideas?
Well, not many, but we can bring Hutal. She's gonna make sure Clary never comes back.
Let's see here. Paimon remembers hearing something like, if you fulfill a spirit's last wish before they die, they'll let go of whatever's keeping them here and return to the ley lines. Oh, it's just that Paimon doesn't really remember where she heard that, so it's not guaranteed to work or anything.
Well, sounds like it's worth a shot. Guess that means we should go ask her about her wish. But first, Fremine, I need you to promise me something.
What is it?
No matter what. Blah blah.
I need you to promise me that this will stay
Oh.
between the two of us. We're the masterminds behind this whole thing. No one else gets involved. Can you do that for me?
I don't think Lynette can stay out of this. She knows you both too well.
Of course. I promise.
It's gonna show her in some corner, sticking out her head, like looking at them.
All right. Then let's seal the promise just like when we were kids.
Aww.
Fist bump on 3. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
This is gonna happen again at the end of the quest, I'm telling you.
I swear.
Lynette? Oh, the... What the... Perfect. There's no way they could avoid Lynette.
Whoa!
The face. That face.
Lynette!
But what a surprise! What brings you here, dear sister?
She's so done with both of them.
And, when exactly did you get here?
What was that? What's that hand? What was that hand?
You're an idiot, brother.
Sums it up.
And you too, Fremine.
He couldn't avoid getting cursed.
You 3, Traveler. And you 4, Paimon.
Oh, I love her. She's so cool.
Wait, what did we do?
Existing.
I've seen Clairvy around the House of the Hearth before. I hadn't seen her in Poisson, so I figured she must not have come with us. But it turns out, you were just hiding her. I heard you talking about your plan. Rather than steering clear of the situation, I'd rather fully join in.
Did you really think you could just let her out
If
of
you don't
this?
agree, I'll have no choice but to report everything back to Father. Simple as that.
You're not giving us much wiggle room here, Lynette.
Well, that's what you get for not including your sister.
Well, I guess we're all in this together then. After we talk to Clairvy, we'll figure out our next move.
And it shows Clairvy like on the top of a bridge, like hopping, like nothing is happening, like all happy and excited about life.
There's no time to lose. Let's go.
And Arlecchino is like nearby. Wait, is she there? Okay, she is, actually.
I'm full. Thank you for bringing me this food, you guys.
But you didn't eat, did you?
She said she's full, but the food doesn't look like it's even been touched.
She can't actually eat.
That's right. Based on what I've been able to observe, it doesn't seem like Clairvy can interact with the physical world at all. Still, when she's presented with food, she'll always linger around it for a good little while.
No.
Maybe, in her mind, she really is eating those things.
That's so sad.
Does she know that she has already passed away?
Doesn't seem like it.
I've tried to ask her, but she didn't answer. My guess is that she's just as confused as we are. Or maybe she couldn't understand the question at all.
Clairvy, if you've got some time, I'd like to ask you a few questions.
Sure. Oh, another new friend. Hi, I'm Clairvy.
Hello.
Clairvy, how did you join the House of the Hearth?
Huh? Isn't it the same for everybody? The knave brings you here and then you can't leave.
It's just that your name, it's not on the roster. And I've never seen you before.
The roster? Oh, I get it now. I think there might be some things you don't know about this place.
Is she gonna teach us new things? Because, like, it feels like... I think she's gonna tell the things... I think she's gonna tell the siblings the way the things worked when Arlecchino was a child. How much more brutal it was. And how Arlecchino has changed the course of how things work for the House of the Hearth. And they're going to understand much better the way why she's the way she is. But I feel like I have a feeling Arlecchino still believes that she's not doing things the way they should be. That she's unable to do as good as she wanted to do for the House of the Hearth. And she's ready to give it up in a way and pass it on. That's my whole idea of this quest, of how it's gonna go. But I want to see what happens with Clairvy, because I do believe it's gonna be like a bad memory that Arlecchino will wish to get rid of. Not truly, like in her heart, she loved Clairvy, but also I don't think she right now wants to go back to that place.
The people in charge, they're not as nice as they look. They say they keep a roster, but it's not complete. There are a lot of people who aren't on it, and never will be. In this house, some people are family, and other people are just test subjects. Those kinds of people aren't ever going to get a place on the roster, unless it's the roster of people who've been executed. Wait, does that mean the knave... She...
Is there anyone that can vouch for you?
My friend, Arlecchino. Not Arlecchino, Perry?
Perry. She's my best friend. She's the only one I trust in this place.
Perry is like the cute way of saying it. The name was not Perry, it was something else. But I don't remember.
Have either of you heard of that name before?
No.
Me neither.
Clairvy, Perry. Neither of those names are on the roster. But it seems like she's telling the truth. Either that, or this kid's already got a bag of tricks bigger than mine.
I don't think so.
Maybe we should try a different approach. Clairvy, do you have a wish?
A wish?
It can be anything you want. Just imagine. It's your birthday, you're blowing out the candles, and your wish is...
To go outside. Where the sun can find me. That's it? Well, that sounds easy enough. The darkness in the house runs deeper than you can imagine. No one can get out alive.
What did she mean by that? Things can't be this simple.
Okay, time to divide and conquer. Listen up. I've got a plan. I'll try and find a way to use basic illusory magic to take Clairvy outside and bring her somewhere with sunlight. Lynette, try and find the list of executions that Clairvy was talking about, and see if her name is on it. Fremine, you stay in Poisson. We can't be the only ones who've had run-ins with Clairvy. I need you to collect intel on everything she's said and done.
That's gonna be us too, isn't it? We're gonna stay with him.
Understood.
I'll try my best.
What about us? What should we do?
I really appreciate your willingness to help, but this is a family matter. I don't want to drag you in too deep.
You guys
It's
can
too
leave.
risky. Let me think. Since Father considers you to be guests, maybe you could stick by her side for a little while. You don't need to do anything except keep up some nice casual conversation.
So we're gonna be that kind of help. We're gonna keep her busy while you guys do all the work.
Ah, Paimon gets it. You want us to distract her.
That's work too, though. It's hard to distract her. She's very, very smart.
I'll give you a magic bird. If Father suspects something, all you need to do is release it when she's not looking, and it'll alert me that something's wrong.
What is that thing? It's so cute.
Of course, that's only as a last resort. If Father doesn't seem to notice us, there's no need to make contact. We'll reconvene here tonight after all's said and done.
Fine.
If the worst case scenario happens and we're discovered, just tell Father everything. We're not going to let our guests get punished for our own actions. That's where we draw the line.
Be careful.
You too. Okay, this is where we part. I really hope this goes well. No, it has to go well. That's the only way this can get resolved.
Okay. Go to the seaside to look for the knave. First, let's talk to Lini and Clairvy.
Clairvy, I'd like to take you somewhere. Is that okay with you?
Sure. Where are we going?
The sun. I'll go this way. Isn't the graveyard there? Yes, it is. Okay. I see where this is going. They're gonna wreck me with this quest. I know it. Wait, that's not where the graveyard is. It's close. And... Jesus. Ah! Mr. Tartaglia.
It's the knave and child. Hey, aren't you supposed to be in Snezhnaya recuperating? What are you still doing in Fontaine?
She's fine. Skirk didn't go that harsh on him. It's fine.
Oh, it's you two. I didn't expect to run into you here.
Okay, he is struggling.
I was unconscious for quite a while after the fight in the Primordial Sea. After I woke up, I realized I was being taken back to Snezhnaya, and well, I couldn't have that now, could I? Not when I've still got unfinished business here in Fontaine. So, I mustered up all my strength and made the journey back on my own.
What sort of unfinished business are we talking here?
It has to do with Skirk, my master. I really wanted to meet up with her, but by the time I got back, she had already left. I still have so many questions for her. Without any other leads, all I could do was ask the knave to help me track her down. She must have left behind some traces from her time in Fontaine.
Oh, okay, so have you found any clues?
She went to Natlan, where I'm gonna see you next.
Unfortunately, no. While the House of the Hearth is adept at collecting all manner of intelligence, certain existences can still manage to escape our purview.
Basically, unless Master feels there's a need to meet with me, she's not going to be found.
Powerful skirk.
But that problem has an easy fix. I just need to become stronger, and then...
Yeah. How about you rest first?
Paimon thinks you should focus on getting better first.
Listen to Paimon for once. For once. No, I'm just teasing. Sometimes Paimon says the right thing.
The worst of it is over.
If you keep this up, it won't be.
It's all thanks to that one kid from the House of the Hearth. Elwar, I think her name was. She gave me a bunch of random potions to drink. They didn't go down easy, let me tell you. Pain and chills all over. But they really did help speed up my recovery.
Interesting how he trusted the Helluar, but maybe he didn't have a choice at the moment. But good for her. Good for Helluar to be capable like that.
And that's good, because it looks like I really do have to head back this time. The old man's been putting the pressure on me. He sent someone to tell me I'm needed for some sort of project.
Oh god, what is this?
Project Stuja?
Huh?
Yeah, that's the one. I heard Regrader's involved too. I'm not looking forward to having to listen to all his monologuing, that's for sure. Hey, maybe you could think of a way for me to stay in Fontaine for a little longer. Helping Linny and the others brush up on their fighting skills would be far more interesting. If you and I could spar, that would be even better. I've been waiting for a chance to see you go all out.
And what a sweet little daydream that is. But I also have a role to play in all this. I'll be leaving Fontaine shortly as well. Besides, considering how little they see fit to step outside the homeland, being called on to return to Snezhnaya by such illustrious dignitaries, what a great honor. Wouldn't you agree?
I'm getting... Okay. So, there's this character in Genshin Impact called Raven, which is also Natasha, also in Honkai style as Natasha. I feel the love Natasha and Raven has for the orphaned children, and children in general, but like, you know, how she cares about them. Why do I feel like Nave wants to abandon the children, but not as an abandonment, but like they want them to be separated from the Fatui so that they have a good life away from all the drama. And maybe she's planning to leave them there in Fontaine so that she leaves the place and she just ditches them all. Because she doesn't want them to be in danger associated to her. That's the feeling I get from her. We'll see.
One I could do without, I'd say.
Is it just Paimon? Or does it kind of seem like they're...
Just casually trash talking their colleagues behind their backs. Good. Good for them.
So, dear guests of the House of the Hearth, to what do I owe the visit?
Just wanted to get to know you better. For no reason whatsoever.
Well, we just...
Wanted to learn more about you.
Right! We're super close to Linny and the others, but we still don't know much about you!
You know enough. Now scram.
Is that so? Introductions have already been made, have they not?
Yes.
Oh, well, you see? There's only so much you can learn about someone from a short introduction. At least tell us something a little extra, like... Why do you call yourself father?
Yeah. Tell me about that. I haven't seen it in the trailer.
Good question. I'd also like to know.
She'll be like, weren't you supposed to be leaving now?
The fact that you have to ask tells me our intelligence work has been quite successful. Telling you the answer to that question would only serve to undermine that success. And we can't have that. Now, can we?
Don't get all smart to me now.
Spoken like a true diplomat.
Yeah.
That was some expert sidestepping right there.
It was.
Well, if there's nothing else, I think I'll take my leave. I still have a small matter to resolve at home.
Wait, don't go!
Paimon. Paimon couldn't make it more obvious that she wants to keep her there. And that's what we get for having Paimon speak for us. If the knave leaves right now, she's sure to run into Lini and Clervy. Should I release the bird Lini gave us? No, we should try to get her talking about something else first. Such a deep question. What does organization mean to you? When someone is about to leave a place and you ask them something so big, it shows that you want to keep them there. It's so obvious that you want them to stay more with you. Like, what do you think is the meaning of life, Arlecchino? It's, you know, it's not a smart thing to say. About the House of the Hearth. Sounds better.
I'd also like to hear the answer to this.
It's the same thing, isn't it? Yeah, okay.
I've met some of the members of your organization, and they all seemed like really good kids. They actually reminded me of Tonya and Tusser.
Let me see better, because my poor back. Yeah.
Which, by the way, if you ever betray them, I'm just letting you know, I won't let you off easy.
The tease. The tease. Not betray, but like, let them be on their own, isn't she?
And why would I betray them?
Well, you've already betrayed the House of the Hearth once, haven't you? At least, that's what I heard.
Oh, the backstory.
Okay, I admit. That's just what the old man told me. The rooster, I mean.
The rooster. The chicken. The knave betrayed the House of the Hearth. So does that mean what Clervy said was true? Does the knave really treat her children like test subjects?
Wait, did you really do something bad to those kids?
Never mind what I've done. I'm more curious as to what the mighty rooster had to say. Care to enlighten me?
She's gonna burn him.
Well, nothing much. Just some stuff about you taking out many other members of the House of the Hearth, and even going so far to attack your own family.
I see.
Oh, based on your reaction, I'm guessing it's all a bunch of lies.
No, it's all true.
Hardly. I don't appreciate his particular turns of phrase, but I suppose he didn't say anything untrue.
Eyes. The traveler eyes. Jesus Christ.
Although, it would be more accurate to say that there is a certain level of prejudice involved, but I don't intend to clear that up just yet. Prejudice has a funny way of concealing the real truth behind certain things, an attribute that I find to be quite advantageous. Call yourself a Fontanian, for example, and people will assume all sorts of things, when the real truth is that this is simply the land where I was raised.
Huh? You're not actually from Fontaine? But then, why did you try to help out with the prophecy and everything?
Why would you need to be from a place to feel like you want to help?
I was trying to protect the children born in Fontaine. Claiming that I myself was a Fontanian simply made it easier to operate. People would hardly suspect a fellow Fontanian of having any ulterior motives. Who wouldn't want to save their homeland after all?
She's making me feel things.
The primordial sea wouldn't have any effect on me, but it would have caused great harm to the House of the Hearth. Well, you wanted extra information, didn't you? There you go. I hope that satisfied your curiosity.
So much for learning anything else about her betrayal. She probably only revealed that other secret in order to change the subject. It seems like she's trying to avoid talking about her past.
So, you stayed in Fontaine for the kids. I guess I was wrong to believe you'd betray them. Apologies. Looks like I was holding on to some prejudices myself.
Good. Like I said, I like it when others have misconceptions of me.
Because it makes it easier for you to just not having to explain things.
Actually, while I was recuperating at the House of the Hearth, there was something else that really caught my attention.
Don't say about Clervy, you doofus.
I heard that members always resolve disputes and arguments with a friendly spar, and the loser has to back down.
I thought she had seen
Seems
Clervy
pretty
or
cool if
something.
you ask me. Would also give them plenty of opportunities to hone their skills.
Well, that's only a recent development. In the past, such spars weren't nearly so friendly. The losing party would lose everything, including their life.
There you go. Explaining things.
They were that high stakes? Whew, at least that's not a thing anymore.
Well, the current atmosphere's not half bad. I'm a bit jealous, actually. You've got so many family members around you, and you even get to live with them.
Having a lot of family around means dealing with a considerable amount of bickering and scheming. Once Tonya and Tusser enter their rebellious phase, I'm sure you'll understand. Just imagine. Tusser becomes obsessed with plucking out strands from the rooster's mustache, or Tonya decides to dye her hair 42 different colors.
Not that face. Oh, come on. The exaggeration is too big.
Okay. I get the picture.
As the conversation shifts to the topic of Tonya and Tusser, child begins to say something. It's a type of conversation where you usually fall asleep, but you find yourself grateful.
Well, would you look at the time? I should probably get going.
Why are they doing this in both Genshin and Stariel with the text going so fast? Like, do they really think like we can read everything in 1 second? Anyway.
Traveler, Paimon, I'm not sure where our paths will cross next, but the next time we run into each other, we should definitely try and find some time to spar.
Get well first. If you get well, and I see you do well, maybe. But right now, you don't seem well. And I need you to be well, okay?
Again, maybe this is a conversation we can have when you look less like you're gonna kill over.
All right. Well, thanks for everything, Arlecchino.
No thanks necessary. You also played a part in obtaining the Gnosis. I would say we can call ourselves even.
I like the sound of that. Well, I'm off. See you all some other time.
This whole time, the feeling I've been feeling for Arlecchino is that she's really likable. Even before, when I was really scared of her and everything, I'm not saying I'm not scared because I feel like she's a wild card, but at the same time, not fully, because when it has to do with the children, this is her priority, I feel like.
We should probably get going too.
I like her more and more.
You wanna head back with us?
Oh? You want me to leave so soon?
Well, you see,
I'm rather enjoying the evening breeze. If you don't mind, I think I'll stick around for a bit. I have some things to think about. Apologies for not attending to you like a proper host. Please forgive this slight. I do hope you'll have a pleasant stay.
Thank you. Thank you.
we managed to keep her distracted until nightfall. Good thing Child was there to keep the conversation going. You don't think she suspected anything, do you? Oh, I wonder if Liddy ran into any issues. Let's hurry back and see how everything went.
Yeah, let's go. I wonder what's keeping Clervy. Is it like a goal? Does she need to talk to Arlecchino one last time? Is it understanding that she has passed on? Is it the thing on her neck? What is it? Wait, where's Clervy?
Winnie, how did everything go?
Well,
I took her
long
to the
story
sun.
short, we ran into a small issue.
Oh.
Clervy can't go into the sunlight.
What do you mean? Oh, God,
Everything was
flashback.
fine at first. She followed me up to the surface just like I told her.
And then...
But as I led her out of the shadows and into the sunlight, she vanished. I turned around and there she was, standing at the edge of the shadows, silently watching me.
Huh. Maybe she's afraid of sunlight, or... No, it wouldn't be her wish if that were the case. Well, we could always try pushing her into it.
Okay, can we skip through this Paimon suggestions and talk about real stuff?
Oh, true.
I've pretty much tried it all already. Nothing worked.
Real stuff.
Eventually, the sun went down, so all I could do was bring her back here. How did it go with you, Lynette?
Good. I've got the list. It's right here.
Nice.
Really? Well, what are we waiting for? Let's take a look. Oh, that's a lot of pages. Oh, it's gonna take forever to get through it all.
We can each take a section. Here.
We are gonna find the name Clervy. And probably we're gonna find the name Perry as well. But it's not gonna be Perry, it's gonna be the full name.
La Pouillade, L'Endroit, Chambert, Horaire.
So adorable! So adorable! Not the name of... Not reading out the names of people to be executed, like... A Paimon. Jean-Paul Lampouillette.
Oh, yikes. That Horaire guy has a huge scar on his face. He's kinda giving Paimon the creeps.
Ah, I've met him before. The scar is from an injury he received during a mission. I still remember him joking with me about it. He said any future lover would take one look at him and then lose all interest.
Did he say anything else?
So this is a more recent list. They're not looking at the older papers. Unless one of those papers is obviously from a much older time.
Well, I asked if there was someone he was interested in. He said no, and that's where our conversation ended.
That's it?
It was only later that I learned he really did have someone he liked. He risked everything to escape so he could be with her, but it didn't work. One day, Father asked to see him, and, well, I never saw him again after that.
I think she helped him escape. I don't know. I don't know.
Wait, so that means the knave, she...
I don't think so.
It may seem cruel, but it's just one of the rules of the house.
Really?
Betrayal is not to be taken lightly. We know too many secrets to come and go as we please.
Okay.
So, if you do try to leave, you pay with your life.
I don't know about Arlecchino. I feel like she only punishes those who deserve to be punished in a way. Like really deserve to. A solemn atmosphere descends over the group as the...
Her name's not here, huh? Well, that's not too surprising. It doesn't seem like this list is complete. It only contains records dating back around 5 years.
It's like a quick time event, you know, in games you have to press the button at a specific timing, otherwise everything gets forked. Let me be a bit of Boot Hill. It's the same thing. when this text show up. There's not even a history log to see what they said. It's like, nope, you missed your chance.
Let's shift our attention then. Fremine, were you able to find anything out?
The lists are like up to 5 years ago, so yeah, they're not gonna find Clarvey there.
Fremine.
Sorry. I was thinking about something. I managed to talk to quite a few people, but I couldn't help but notice that the atmosphere in the house was a little strange.
People are unhappy. People are unhappy with Arlecchino and the whole plan of Snezhnaya. Like those two people we met, that woman who was like calling them crazies. People are unhappy. Arlecchino knows, and she's planning on letting them be free. By either putting her life at the end, like at the line, like killing, like... Anyway, you know what I mean? Or by just ditching them in the care of someone else.
Strange.
Yeah, I mean, I know there have been arguments in the past. Times when people haven't gotten along. Chaplot and Filial are a good example of that.
Oh, those are two of the people that we met while delivering supplies. Paimon can see how they might not get along. They had very different vibes, and their, interests seem to be pretty different as well.
That's to be expected, actually. Father brought us all here, shared her knowledge with us, taught us how to fight. That's one thing we all share. But that's also where the similarities end. Not all of us feel the same desire to stay here. As members of the House of the Hearth, we're also considered part of the Fatui. And to a lot of people, that's an identity they never asked for. Certain members get older and realize they want something else for themselves.
Yeah.
But considering the rules of the house, most people would never say that out loud. People like Chaplot and Foltz are loyal to Father and her vision. They're proud to be part of the Fatui. Filial and Nantoy, on the other hand, well, they aren't quite as enthusiastic.
It does make sense, cause like they're forced to follow a path that they haven't really chosen.
These kinds of conflicts have always been there. It's not like Father is in the dark about any of this.
Well, that's true. But it just feels like things have gotten worse lately. Filial and the others, it seemed like they were meeting in secret to talk about something. I can't say for sure, but I think they've met Clarvey.
You think she's been inciting them to act out?
No, not exactly. But I wouldn't be surprised if she said something to them about the darkness in the house and how deep it runs.
Yeah, it's very likely.
She's told me about it before. Experiments being run on children. People being used as pawns on the battlefield without so much as the strength to survive.
And they just believed all that? Without any evidence?
Oh, if they only knew. If they only knew that this is how things used to be. But they all changed because of Arlecchino.
Clarvey's words probably gave them the excuse they were looking for. Whether they actually believe them to be true is secondary.
Oh my god, this is gonna wreck me.
This is all because of Project Stuja, isn't it?
This Project Stuza is gonna play a huge part in the future.
Whoa. Hold on a second. What's this Project Stuja all about, huh?
Stuja.
This is the second time it's come up now.
It's gonna come way more.
Sorry, but I'm not sure of the details either. I only know what Father has told us, which is that it's something the Rooster and Regrader have been working on together. Apparently, it has to do with the Fatui's strategic plan for the future.
And they want to use Child in this.
Because the House of the Hearth was so successful in obtaining the Gnosis, we now have the honor of playing a key role in Project Stuja.
Wait, but isn't that a good thing?
Key role is just another way of saying dangerous role. To us, the whole thing is an inconvenience.
Oh, I think Arlecchino wants to get rid of them from having to take part in the project. She wants to cut the ties so they aren't forced to take part into this. Oh my god, I'm almost like 100% sure that this is the case. And that's why she keeps thinking, like looking at the view and thinking, maybe she thinks that she has to die so that they don't have her as being a harbinger and like representing the house, so that they cut the ties. This would be really huge.
Father thinks so too, but she's in no position to refuse. Their plan isn't exactly unreasonable, and they've been funneling the house a lot of funding. It's just that we'll lose a lot of members in the process. Participating in the plan, it's an honor in name only. What they're really trying to do is subdue us. The existence of an intelligence organization outside their control makes them feel uneasy.
Looks like the Fatui are plotting something big, but given how little Linny and the others seem to know about it, I probably won't be able to learn much. I should keep a sharp eye out during any future dealings with the Fatui to see what I can learn. Yeah, that's for the future. I don't think we're going to learn anything more about this in this quest.
Okay, super complicated top secret Fatui business aside, what does all of this have to do with the conflicts you were talking about earlier? Paimon doesn't get the connection.
External pressure has a way of exacerbating internal strife. You can't overlook the power of fear either. People are afraid of dying, and that fear is often the impetus for a lot of stupid decisions. I thought resolving the Clervy situation would make everything go back to normal, but it looks like things are more complicated than I thought. If we leave Filiol and the others to their own devices, sooner or later, Father will be forced to take action.
We can only focus on one situation at a time, brother.
That's true.
You're right. Even if we confront Filial and the others, it won't do any good. It might even make matters worse. We should focus on Clervy for now.
You should, because I think she's gonna play a key on understanding what's happening. Because right now, like, they have no other way of learning they have no other way of learning what happened in the past. And the only way for them to figure out that what Clervy is talking about is from the past. They have to listen to her story. They have to learn more from her so that they understand exactly that Arlecchino is not the knave Clervy is talking about.
Well, it's getting late. We should head back and get some rest. We'll try again first thing tomorrow. Lynette, you stick with me this time. Fremine, keep a close eye on Filial and the others. Make sure they don't do anything they'll regret. Good work today, everyone. Have a good night, and I'll see you tomorrow.
The transition to the morning now. Oh, never mind. Rest at the temporary accommodations. What is that? Oh. Right. Not now. Your mind races with all sorts of thoughts.
Oh, I'm always looking forward to an early night, but she can't sleep at all.
It's so triggering. It's so triggering. I don't know why they're doing this. Why? What were they thinking?
Hey, you don't think the knave will be too angry with Linny and everyone if she finds out about all this, do you? She's even scary when she smiles. If she were to actually get angry... Ooh, you have to protect Paimon if that happens, okay, Traveler?
I'm also afraid of her. Can just hide behind me. Yeah, I'll act like I'm not scared. Actually, no, I'll act like I'm scared too.
Oh, well, in that case, we should just plan on running away. We'll grab Linny and the others and we can make a break for it as fast as we can.
Okay. Let's talk about Clervy. I'm not gonna discuss what happened. So, did you see that running, like, living life to the fullest? That was my picture earlier on when I imagined her running on the bridges, like, when we were all looking for her.
Look over there.
Oh my god, that's what's happening. What's she doing over there?
Quick, let's catch up with her before anyone sees.
And it shows her talking to Arlecchino, who's aware of her presence. No, Arlecchino is looking for her. Give me a sec. I'm gonna go... Sneeze, not yawn. I'm sorry. I had no time to mute, because I'm on YouTube streaming now. I'm sorry. I hope it wasn't too loud.
Over there.
Over there, a dog. Hi. She teleported again.
Oh, where is she going? Oh, if someone sees her, we're toast.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Double A. Clervy.
Oh, look! She stopped! Clervy! Shh! I opened the window while no one was looking. Look how pretty the outside is.
Window?
If only I could have more than this.
Wait, what? Now I just realized what's happening. She said she thinks she's looking outside the window?
You probably think I'm being silly, huh? All this hopeless resisting? It's better to dream of what I could have than try to make it a reality, right? Please, help us get on the same page here, Cleary. We need you to tell us what you know. Can you do that? Sure. Although, after you hear all this, I think you might regret that decision.
I don't think so.
Everyone in this family is nothing more than a tool. Something to be used and exploited. We're all expendable. Including me.
Oh, how awful this is. It's okay. Thank you for coming. You don't have to talk. Just enjoying the playthrough is enough for me.
As long as you're useful, you get to stick around. Lose your value. You're handed over to the doctor, experimented on, and given a fate worse than death. I've seen it happen again and again, and I've had enough.
Dottore, right?
You're saying the knave did all that? It's just, that doesn't seem like something she would do. She's scary and all, but it seems like even she has lines she wouldn't cross. I knew you wouldn't believe me. Everyone thinks she's a good person. They all think of her like a real mother.
Mother?
Mother?
There's the key.
But she doesn't deserve that title. She's disgraced it and tarnished it. And if I had things my way, I'd never see her again. If only Perry were here, she'd understand.
My heart is melting.
Harry. There's that name again. Also, Paimon's getting a strange feeling. It almost feels like she's not really here with us. Paimon can't tell if she's actually talking to us or if she's mistaken us for someone else.
She's a spirit, could be anything, but the thing is... Okay, this wouldn't happen in real life, I assume, but if you meet the ghost of a dead child, can't you do like the math that this could be from a much previous time? Like, she could be talking about other people instead of the current knave. Like, okay, we watched the trailer, but at the same time, I would immediately understand she's not talking about the actual knave. You can see that this makes sense, that she's talking about someone from the past. She's a spirit, it could be anything.
Well, in any case, it seems like she really needs someone to talk to. We should keep her company for a little longer. She looks so young, but it seems like she's been through a lot.
So unfair.
It's getting windy. I should close the window.
Yeah.
Ooh, look at the moon. Isn't it pretty? Hey, wanna hear a secret? I heard that if you look up at the night sky in Snezhnaya, you can see the aurora. It's supposed to be super pretty. Even prettier than the moon tonight. Perry and I promised each other that once we're older, we're gonna go see it together. But I can't find her. I'm worried she's also been... No, that wouldn't happen to her. She's special. Mother likes her a lot. I should really go talk to Mother, but we just fought. She doesn't want to see me, and I'm too scared to face her. What should I do? Paimon really doesn't understand what's going on with her. Well, let's head back. We've got an early morning tomorrow.
This is so sad.
Alright, looks like we're all here.
Poor Claire.
Let's go ahead with the plan.
Poor Arlecchino. Poor children that went through all that. Before we do that, I have a question. Before we do that,
Oh?
I have a question.
What is it?
Have the knave and the doctor ever worked together?
What makes you ask that?
Well, we kinda ran into Clairvy last night, and that's what she told us. We met the doctor back in Sumeru. He's super dangerous, and he's done all sorts of bad things.
It's possible that Father and the Doctor have had certain dealings, but I don't think Father would work with him. We're not really on the same side, so there's not a lot of trust between them. That doesn't exactly set the stage for a successful partnership.
Exactly, and Clairvy said mother.
I did hear, though, that when Father first became a Harbinger, the Doctor offered to work with the House of the Hearth.
But she declined.
Father rejected most of his proposals, except for one.
What?
It had to do with some sort of secret experiment.
Oh no. I wonder what kind of deal she made. Not sending children, but like grown-ups. Like that, the people that were meant to be executed, she was sending them there to be test subjects instead. In a way, trying to rescue them, but not really.
Secret experiment? Could that be what Clairvy was talking about?
I guess that could be her only way of protecting the children.
I don't think so.
I don't know any details about the experiment itself, but I do know it's an entirely independent operation. The doctor only proposed a direction for the research. That was the extent of his involvement. I still don't think that counts as working together.
Yeah.
The details of the experiment are confidential, but complete records are kept on all participants. That doesn't seem to be the case with the situation Clairvy referred to. I know you don't agree with some of the Fatui's methods, and I'm not asking you to. But I am asking you to trust us on this. The House of the Hearth has its own principles. There are certain lines we're not willing to cross.
I trust you. I do.
Alright, that's good to hear at least. Clairvy seems to think the knave and the doctor worked together to do something horrible. If that turned out to be true, Paimon doesn't know how he would even face you guys. It's just that it doesn't seem like Clairvy is lying either. The easiest thing to do would be just ask the knave directly, but Paimon doesn't think she'd tell us.
I don't know. I don't know how this would work. I don't think the knave would want you to find out what happened in the past. If Arlecchino's plan is to try to have, like, judging from that trailer, it feels like she wants Linny to take over her role, or the siblings to, like, rule the House of the Hearth, so that she would I think she's gonna make them spar the same way it was in the past, so that they tell her that she tells them to kill her instead of if she loses, so that they take control of the House of the Hearth. And I think that if they hear Clairvy's version but they don't hear the full story, she thinks that then they would truly think that she's an awful person and they will truly try to kill her. But if they find out the truth, that she's the one who took them out of this really bad situation, they would refuse to kill her at the end, which would mess up with her plans of cutting all ties of the House of the Hearth from the Fatui and the plan of whatever it was called. I forgot the name. So yeah, that's what I think is happening in my head right now. We'll see.
Father didn't come back last night. She's probably still near the shore. We'll be counting on you to distract her.
Me again?
Lynette, you're with me. Fremine, you know what to do. Be on your guard, everyone. Alright, let's get to it.
Fine. I'll be the distraction again. Okay. I was mashing it. I thought I was gonna be teleported. I'm gonna go through up here because I don't remember if I can go through here. So let's just go through here. I think I have a pretty good idea of where this is going, and I think this is because of the trailers. But also, I think it's really, really obvious that Alrecchino is not the person from the past. The same knave. And it's kind of a giveaway that Clairvy could be dead from like many years ago.
Ah, it's you two again. I must say, you look a bit pale. Did you have trouble sleeping last night?
A little.
Perhaps if you had less on your mind, you'd be able to absolve yourself of such troubles. So what are you planning to do now? Catch up on some sleep? Or should I give you some time to rack your brain for a topic to discuss before I ask any questions?
You will ask the questions?
Although I must profess to being curious. Without child here, how do you plan on distracting me?
Us? Distract you? A good one. But no, we were just here for a chat.
Why? Why do you talk? Sometimes why don't you just stay quiet? But then again, we can't hide from the knave, can we?
Looks like you could have used some extra time to think. No matter. If you don't have any other plans, why don't you accompany me somewhere? Don't worry. I'll be sure to steer clear of any scheming children.
The ocean breeze is sure nice today.
So you know everything then.
Children always think they can hide things from the grown-ups. But nothing gets past me. Least of all a little scheming. I think I'll let them have at it for a little longer. I can be very patient. Well, I'll leave you to think things over. If you're so inclined, meet me outside the Palais Mermonia. Good things come to children who do as they're told. So I do hope you decide to tag along. If only for your friends' sakes.
What should we do?
What friends' sakes? She wouldn't hurt the children. What else friends' sakes?
She clearly knows about everything we've been doing, and Paimon doesn't think it'd be a stretch to say she was threatening us just now.
These are empty threats. We should release the pigeon. Fly!
Oh, good idea. Hopefully he sees it in time. Well, we should probably head to the Palais Mermonia. Paimon doesn't want to find out what happens if we don't show up. Based on what the knave was saying just now, it sure didn't seem like it'd be anything good.
Guess all we can do is just take it one step at a time.
Okay, then we probably shouldn't keep her waiting. It seems like Linny and the others are on thin ice, so let's do our best to not get them in any more trouble.
Okay. Let's go find her. Let's see what she's gonna tell us. Why here, though? Why did she take us here?
Seeing as we still have some time before my meeting,
Oh,
we might as well enjoy some pleasant conversation while we wait.
she has a meaning. Okay. I didn't pay attention. If she said it.
I'm glad to see you get along with my children. Being surrounded by good companions is necessary for a child's development.
You're not planning on doing anything to them, are you?
Like what?
I assume you're referring to Lenny, Lynette, and Fremine. Although, there's that situation with Filial and Nentoy as well. It appears quite a few people have been acting out lately. No matter. I'm not one to discriminate. All those who betray the house meet the same fate. There are no exceptions.
She's putting on, like, a facade. Poisson.
Does that mean you're going to kill them?
Yes, all of them. And you too.
Oh, are you here to beg for their lives? I'm sorry to disappoint, but the rules of the house change for no one. In my organization, everyone is responsible for their own actions.
In my organization. But she's gonna try to get rid of that burden.
But don't you care about them at all? They really respect you. They even call you father. You must feel something for them.
Any organization in which feelings come before principles is one destined for ruin. The House of the Hearth is hardly an exception. You could say our principles are more stringent than most.
The music. The monster music in the beginning, like, so familiar. I mean, nostalgic. Familiar. Oh.
Perhaps I can offer you this consolation at least. As our guests, you two will not be held accountable along with them.
Oh, fine then. You can kill them all. There's really no other way to solve the issue?
I would imagine Linny, Lynette, and Fremine will be able to keep their lives. As for Filial, Nentoy, and the others, I'm afraid there's little I can do. They can try to escape, but once you know our secrets, There's no getting out alive.
But that's awful.
Ah, you seem concerned. Out of consideration for my guests, I suppose I could turn a blind eye for a little longer. If Linny and the others manage to dispose of Clairvy in the meantime, all evidence of their wrongdoing will be lost. In that case, I could hardly punish them for something I couldn't prove. If their efforts are unsuccessful, on the other hand, all will be held accountable. And the punishment will be severe.
She wants to get rid of Clairvy. But it doesn't seem like she can do it herself, can she? Or she's just looking for her. Because she knows too much to just be like, I don't know where Clairvy is. Bring her to me or whatever. It's a deal then. We'll hold you to it.
Of course. Oh, and here. I believe this belongs to you. Do try and keep better track of it next time.
No, the poor bird. Let it be.
It takes a considerable amount of time to train a bird like this. It would be such a pity if you were to lose it. Permanently.
She's so dangerous, but I don't know. She seems to me like Natasha now. Raven, like she seems to me like a doofus. I have to keep playing and see if I'm correct or not. In the best way possible, doofus. Like, I'm not gonna make all the comparisons now, but I call Raven from Honkai Impact, aka Natasha from Style, a doofus all the time because I feel like she's a very good person at heart with good feelings and very sensitive, but instead she's choosing all the wrong way of treating things, like of dealing with life. She's doing all the wrong steps. Like, she doesn't want to allow the sensitivity and love she has for the children to be like obvious, like to interact with them in that way. She wants to put up a front because she thinks that this is the way she should be in order to survive in the world. But you shouldn't do that. You can allow yourself to be sensitive and show emotions without allowing the world to overtake you and step on you. You should be able to do both. Because it's nice to show your emotions to the people that you know you have those emotions for, and they deserve to have those emotions and to be aware of your feelings and feel them too. And she's not really living life the way she could have. That's why I call her a doofus, because she can make things so much easier for her. But I understand if you have a pact with a Fatui in a way that it binds you that way. I can understand why she would want to cut ties from them in that way. It makes perfect sense. I just hope there can be a different outcome.
Wait, where did you get that?
Well, I'm afraid that's all the time we have to chat. Now, for the matter at hand. I asked you to meet me here because I have business at the Palais Mermonia. It has nothing to do with you, but I think it would be prudent for you to stick by my side for the time being. There will always be time later to run off and tell Linny what you've learned.
I wonder if she could be like an... You know, people call them XPs. I wonder if she could be an XP of Natasha in some way. Raven. I'll say both names for those who haven't played Honkai Impact. Or Starro. Well, no, if you have played Honkai Impact, you know both names. But, like, her hair is part white. And I'm thinking that's because of the curse. But if she wasn't cursed, I think her hair would be mostly the color underneath. The darker color. Which would be very similar to Natasha's hair. And also, well, she doesn't have the mole. Natasha has a mole in both games. She doesn't have the mole. But their stories are also similar. She was cursed. Natasha was cursed. They both were alone in the world. They were both taken over by some society, like, I don't know what to call it. Not society. What do you call it? Organization, let's say. You think she has the same Japanese voice actor as Raven? Really? I have to look that up. I have to look that up, because if she does, she's clearly an XP. Even though I don't use this word often in my life, the word XP, but I think, like, let's say not an XP, like a parallel character to her, like a similar. Because again, she doesn't have them all, and in the other one she does, in both Honkai Impact and Honkai Star Rail.
Well, time to go. Looks like we wrapped things up just in time.
That's very interesting, Devole. I will have to look this up. Follow the knave to complete the negotiations. Are we going to Neuvillette? Yes, we are.
It's been a while, Monsieur Neuvillette. I must say, I wasn't expecting my meeting request to be approved quite so quickly. The Palais Mermonia operates with an efficiency worthy of admiration.
It is only right that an esteemed diplomat such as yourself should be afforded the proper level of respect. Although, if I may speak plainly, I must confess that I did not anticipate we would have the occasion to meet again after presenting you with the Gnosis. I see you brought the Traveler and Paimon with you as well. If I may inquire as to the purpose of your visit.
We're keeping her sane for now, but let's listen to her.
I'll be departing Fontaine shortly. There is, however, an outstanding matter that I would like to see resolved before I go. It requires a rather lengthy explanation, I'm afraid. So I took the liberty of explaining everything in this proposal. Please review it at your leisure, Monsieur Neuvillette.
Silence. Well, this is awkward. This was ready there waiting for her.
I understand your request. However, at the risk of causing offense, I must admit that I fail to see why you would wish for such a thing.
I heard you have a certain fondness for water tasting, Monsieur Neuvillette, so allow me to use water as an analogy. A family is like a large body of water with countless rivers flowing in and out. As someone who watches over this system, I would hope that each river that flows from the source will eventually reach the ocean. Of course, objectively speaking, I know this is impossible. Most of the rivers will dry up along the way, disappearing into the ground and leaving nothing but a barren riverbed behind. Not all rivers are destined to reach the ocean, but I would not see their existence rendered meaningless. I believe the water that flows within them is simply meant for a different destination, like a field in need of irrigation. Or perhaps the glass of a certain water-tasting enthusiast.
What an interesting... what interesting lines. She's not the same. Okay, it's not the same, but I have to listen to the Japanese Alrecchino. I'm very interested.
Did you get any of that, Traveler?
Kind of.
Your words paint an optimistic picture indeed. Allow me to remind you, however, few among us are willing to sip from a glass filled with tainted water.
I'm telling you, I think she wants to leave the people here to become part of Fontaine, to become residents.
It may have been tainted at one point in time, but not to worry. I'll make sure it's strained of all impurities and returned to its cleanest form.
I seem to recall there being a transactional aspect to your proposal. Perhaps you could expound on that?
If you accept my proposal, Monsieur Neuvillette, I will gradually withdraw my
Wait, what?
forces from Fontaine.
Forces?
And, unless absolutely necessary, I will no longer carry out any special missions within Fontaine.
I presume I can take your words to mean that, in the future, cases similar to the Tartuffe assassination will cease to cross my desk?
Tartuffe.
Tartuffe? Ah, that thief who embezzled funds from all those charities, you mean? My deepest condolences to his family, but without any evidence, I cannot imagine how the House of the Hearth might have been involved in his passing.
I don't know if it was the House of the Hearth or just you, but he was really just taking the funds from the charities? Awful.
Of course, if you accept my proposal, Monsieur Neuvillette, I'm sure certain measures could be taken to reduce the frequency of such troubles.
You choose your words carefully indeed. In that case, I am inclined to accept your proposal.
Tell us, is it really that?
My thanks for your generosity, Monsieur Neuvillette. Well, with that settled, we should be going now. I took the liberty of bringing along 2 bottles of spring water from Snezhnaya for you to enjoy. I do hope I get the chance to hear your impressions. Perhaps at our next meeting, yes?
Indeed. I trust you would not overlook your commitment in the meantime.
All right, Traveler Paimon. Time to go.
No one's gonna tell me anything? That's it? Probably she's gonna tell us after we leave this place. She's gonna take us somewhere. Take us to Clervy's grave and tell us there. Reveal to us the past. But if you reveal it to us, we will try to stop you.
So, what exactly were you talking about back there?
I mean, I would stop her because I'm biased. I like her.
Paimon only heard you mention some rivers, a large body of water, and then some kind of irrigation scheme.
Mm-hmm.
You really want to know? I would imagine there might be more pressing concerns at the moment.
Winnie, Paimon really hopes everything's going okay. Oh, Paimon recognizes that look. You've got your ticket cap on, don't you, Traveler?
Yes. The knave may seem relaxed, but she didn't seem to be joking earlier when she said those who betray the organization must pay with their lives. I think she's serious about punishing those kids. How should we stop her? No, there's something else we should figure out first. I think their punishment will be to fight her. She's gonna use that as an excuse. That's the perfect reason to force them to fight her. While we were talking in front of the Palais Marmonia, she mentioned Clervy's name. Does that mean she knew where Clervy was the entire time? Maybe she even anticipated how Lini and the others were going to act. Yes, she did. Ah! Did you see his scar? It's the guy who was supposed to be executed.
Oh, shoot. Are you alright?
The reveal that she's not killing them.
Oh, jeez. I'm so sorry. I was so focused on selling these papers, I wasn't looking where I was going.
I also wasn't paying attention.
Well, let me make it up to you at least. Here, take this paper. On the house.
He looks kind of familiar for some reason.
Oh, you don't have to give us anything.
Please, I want to. It's not like I'm short on supply. All the extras will be useless come tomorrow anyway.
I'm so glad you didn't make the agreement of sending him to Dottore.
It's my fault, really. I was just trying to bring home some extra mora for the family, but I bit off more than I can chew. I haven't had many takers today, so I'm still swimming in papers.
What's going on here?
Nothing much. I just ran into your friend here on accident. I should probably get going, actually, so...
Hold on.
Of course, I'm happy to compensate you with mora, it's just... I don't have any on me at the moment.
She's gonna get a paper.
I'll take 3 papers. Here, your payment.
Oh my god. Are you kidding me? Oh my god, what is that dog in the back ruining everything? Oh no, they're making me fall for this character. She let him go and then she's helping him leave on his own, like she's helping him with his business, his work.
Oh, thank you for your patronage. May the Archons bless you with good fortune. If only I had the chance to run into such generous customers every day. I should probably just bring home a smaller inventory though, right? I'm getting married soon, so sometimes it's hard to not get ahead of myself. Anyway, I should head out. Goodbye!
Well, now that my affairs are settled, we should take the boat back to Poisson. We've even acquired some light reading to enjoy along the way.
I did not see that coming at all. Give me a second, please. Give me 1 second. I'm sorry, I had to speak somewhere. Okay, let's continue. I'm sorry, I had to leave like that, but I did not expect this to happen at all.
Actually, why don't we stick around for a little longer? Paimon just realized how hungry she is. She can't head back to Poisson on an empty stomach.
And why would Knave care if you're hungry, Paimon?
It appears you two are under the impression that delaying our return will somehow alter the situation in your favor. I'm sorry to ruin your fantasy, but your efforts are meaningless. That being said, I could be persuaded to give Linny some extra time. I just have one condition. If you agree to my request, I'll even answer some of your questions. You're quite curious about Claire V, are you not? And my relationship to her?
Well, to be fair, if that trailer was not there, I would have more questions.
Wait, why are you being so generous all of a sudden? You're not gonna ask us to do something bad, are you?
Because Nuvilet has already agreed. Nuvilet has already agreed with a plan of hers, so her plan is going the way she wants it to.
You overestimate yourself. You don't have the talent for bad things.
Then what do you possibly...
The most important consideration in a negotiation is that both sides receive something they want. Demands and threats only get you so far.
Fine. She's gonna make us... I think she's gonna make us promise that we're not going to meddle with a situation in the House of the Heart. Like, when the time comes, you wouldn't meddle or something.
Wonderful. Here it is. When the time comes, make the choice that you deem most appropriate in the situation, and lend your help to the House of the Hearth.
The opposite. So that we help them defeat her, of course. Of course, because without help they will be able to defeat her. Of course. Not to meddle, to actually meddle, so we help them. You're not tricking me, Alrecchino.
Okay. Sounds normal enough. But what do you mean, when the time comes? When is that supposed to be?
That is for you to decide.
We accept your condition.
Then we have a deal. Follow me.
Wow. Everything is going exactly the way she's planning, but I have the info. The way she raised the siblings and the way their hearts are, like Fremine, Linny and Lynette, the way their heart is so pure and so good. I don't think they would kill her. I don't think they would put an end to her life. And the way our heart is too, and after we learn the full story. But if she tells us the full story, well, we agreed. We agreed to help her, so she has us secured. So it doesn't matter if she tells us a story now, because she knows that we have to help the siblings beat her.
What is this place?
Somewhere long forgotten by everyone. It used to be a grand building. Now it's nothing more than a pile of rubble. No one comes here anymore, nor does anyone care about what once happened here. Although, this place does have something to do with the story I'm about to tell you.
Something I want to add as well is that I had my friend fight the weekly boss every time so that I didn't miss the drops because I wanted to upgrade my Arlecchino. So I haven't actually fought the boss battle. I just have done it many times through my friend who did it for me. So, you know, just letting you know. Also, give me 1 second. Okay, let's continue.
It was before I became a Harbinger, and before Linny and the others joined the House of the Hearth. Due to certain events, I first killed Clairvy and then her mother. And this is where it all happened.
You were the one that killed Clairvy?
Patience now. Allow me to explain Clairvy's side of the story first. I'll start from the beginning. Clairvy was 6 years old when she was brought by her mother, Crucibina, to live in the House of the Hearth. From the outside, it seemed like a fairy tale. A thriving family made up of kind adults and friendly children.
So it was her actual daughter. They looked similar, but this is confirmation. Brought by her mother.
Crucibina was the knave at that time, and the House of the Hearth was
By
under her
blood.
control.
By blood.
She was Clairvy's mother by blood,
By
but she was
blood.
also the mother to all the children in the house.
She reminds me of like a pink-haired Cocolia. A bit. And Jade from Starreal, a bit. But I have to see Jade in game to like her in-game model to have a better understanding of what she looks like, because I only have the artwork.
Clairvy was happy here, for a time. But she quickly realized that being part of this family wasn't a fairy tale at all. It was a kind of purgatory.
Purgatory?
Exactly. The House of the Hearth takes in war orphans from all over Tevat. But as for how to raise them, that depends entirely on the person in charge. Crucibina came up with a novel idea. She would teach the children to fight, force them to duel each other, and then crown as the king of the house the child who proved themselves most worthy of inheriting her title. It's difficult to estimate the number of children who died or were maimed in the process. There's little I can say about the ones who died. The ones that emerged with permanent injuries, on the other hand, well, they still served a purpose.
Test subjects.
They would be handed over to the doctor to be experimented on, or sent away on dangerous missions. Nothing more than tools to be used and then discarded.
So those were the experiments Clairvy was talking about. But what actually happened to her? You said that Clairvy was Crucibina's daughter, so if Clairvy tried to convince her to stop what she was doing, Crucibina probably would have listened, right?
Why? Why would she listen? Don't you hear what kind of person she was?
Despite being Clairvy's mother, Crucibina cared little for her daughter. She forced Clairvy to join the House of the Hearth only as a means to demonstrate her own impartiality as a mother, to prove that she treated all her children equally. Clairvy did try to convince her mother to change her ways, but it was to no avail. After her efforts failed, the only other option was to rise up and try to fight back. Unfortunately, the other children had already been thoroughly indoctrinated into the illusion of happiness Crucibina had created. Of course, there was one exception. Someone Clairvy's age who knew the truth about the House of the Hearth. Her name was Peruere.
Yes, Perriway.
Wait, the friend that Clairvy mentioned?
Yes.
Friend, huh? I suppose we can call her that for now. Clairvy was a cheerful and passionate person with a tenacious spirit. Peruere, on the other hand, was rather cold-blooded. Her cold-blooded nature allowed her to see through Crucibina's facade. Yet, it was also this cold-bloodedness that prevented her from acting against it. At least at first. While Clairvy longed for freedom, Peruere was convinced that, amid all the fighting and violence, she would make it until the end.
She's such a cute baby, the Arlecchino. Look at her. How can you do this to people, to children, and then how can you treat them that way? They're in their purest form at that age. You're supposed to protect them and help them go through life and guide them, not treat them like objects. I don't understand sometimes the world, like why it works that way. It's like, that's why when I played the last part of like Starreal's story, like the 2.2, I was like understanding Sunday. I could understand Sunday because I'm very similar to Sunday, but I trying to be like Robin instead, because Sunday is trying to like create the perfect world, but that doesn't happen, that doesn't work. But at the same time, you see the world and you're like so disappointed by it and so discouraged to leave it in this world. But you have to, because it's the one chance you have. It's the one chance you have, and there's nothing. I don't want to get that deep right now, but sometimes you have to get deep in order to be brought back to reality and to not try to avoid things you try to avoid all the time. Like, my lesson from the story was to tell people that you shouldn't be able to ignore everything in a way that, you know, bad things don't exist in this world. You have to only go by the good things, and that's how life will work. There are bad things, you should be aware of the bad things. But also you should be able to focus on making your life better and the world a better place through your own actions. It's just awful to see that this happened with his children, and that her own mother, her own blood did this to her. Such a messed up person, the mother. I don't even want to call her mother, but yeah, Chrysabina, I think that's how you pronounce it.
Despite their differences, the two became fast friends, united by their knowledge of the truth. Clairvy told Perouer that she hoped to create a real family, where no one would be killed or sacrificed. There may have been a certain naivete to her ideas, but Clairvy proved her determination many times over. She tried countless times to run away, ask for help, or expose the truth. But her efforts only earned her beating after beating. The only thing that kept her going was her strength of will. Even with her body racked with pain, she would still stand on her tiptoes and open the window at night. She and Perouer would look out at the moon together, a fierce longing for freedom shining in her eyes. But one day that light simply vanished.
Oh no. What happened?
Her hopelessness resulted from a culmination of things. 10 years had passed. 10 years worth of failure after failure. She and Perouer weren't children anymore, but finding any chance to escape still seemed as hopeless as ever. It was during this time that Perouer suggested a new plan. If escaping was out of the question, why not take down the very person sitting on top of this throne of lies? Mother herself. Clairvy rejected that proposal. She claimed that, as a famous harbinger, Chrysabina possessed an unimaginable amount of power. Trying to kill her would have an incredibly low chance of success. Clairvy never gave another reason, but Perouer could see it written all over her face. Clairvy still thought of Chrysabina as her mother. Killing her own flesh and blood was a line she couldn't bring herself to cross.
Understandable. It's understandable. It's fully understandable. Like, not about the killing part, but like the whole idea. Sometimes the people we love hurt us so much that we wanna hate them for what they did, but at the deep inside, it's really hard to just bring those emotions. Sometimes depends on what everyone reacts differently, of course. I'm not saying it's for everyone that way, but like, it's a very tough feeling, hating and loving someone at the same time, because in her situation, I cannot fathom to understand the way she felt, and must have been killing her. She was growing up, but she was slowly dying inside. Both of them, I guess, but well, every child that would go through this abuse, but like, especially for the child that it's her own mother doing that.
If she couldn't escape and fight back, then only one option remained.
That.
Precisely. Death was the only way that she felt she could be free.
That makes perfect sense. Unfortunately.
It happened during a duel. When she arrived at the dueling ring that day, her partner turned out to be none other than Peruere. The very person that had stood by her side all those years. It was a fierce battle. But ultimately, Clairvy decided to let Peruere end her life. From that moment on, Peruere's journey was one written in flames. When the rain finally came and washed it all away, there she stood, the sole victor in Mother's endless game of slaughter. A trail of corpses strewn across her path to success. It was the very result she had predicted 10 years prior. Even then, she believed she would make it until the end. She wasn't surprised by the fact that she emerged as Mother's undisputed heir. Rather, her success left her with an inexplicable sense of restlessness. She was unsettled, and there was only one thing that could quell that sensation. Perhaps you two would like to take a guess as to what it was?
Killing the person at the very top. And you know what's very poetic about all this? Poetic. I don't know if this is the right word, but this is what came to my mind. A cycle. This is a cycle. Arlecchino now believes again, sees things from the perspective of Clairvy, and believes that she herself dying is the only way of actually saving the House of the Hearth from the ties it has to the Fatui. This is what I feel like is happening. And I think she really wants to also perish like Clairvy. She also feels like she's tied into something that she doesn't want to be part of anymore. Not in that way. She does love the children. Meeting that guy that was free now and is getting buried, and she bought newspapers, that made me get crushed inside. So this is a cycle, but this time it's for a hopeful salvation, at least for the House of the Hearth, not for herself. She's willing to be the sacrifice.
Crucibini, you mean? But...
Correct. This is the place where Peruere killed her best friend. A mere year later, this is also the place where she fought tooth and nail to kill the mother they shared. The moment she acted, any conception of what was right or wrong ceased to matter. It's one of the principles of the house. Only those who survive get to write the rules.
That's what she wants to do. She wants the siblings to be able to write the rules. Either Lini, Fremine, or Lynette. I guess either of them. But I think I'm more inclined that she's gonna mean Lini.
Peruere won the battle, and became a harbinger herself. After which Her Majesty, the Tsaritsa, bestowed upon her a new name. Arlecchino.
So the Perry Clairvy was talking about... It was you all along. You're Peruere. Arlecchino is just a name you got later.
I left that name behind long ago. I must say, hearing it now, does bring back memories. After I defeated Crucibina, the moniker of Mother died with her. I chose to forego the title she called herself, and even chose to give up my own name. I rebuilt the House of the Hearth under a new identity. Not only as Arlecchino, but as father. And that is where the story ends. Any more questions?
Other than telling you how much I love you? No, I don't have any other questions. Well, actually, yes, what they say here. Who the hell is that Clervy? A lingering soul from the past, a memory.
Yeah. Based on what you just told us, Clervy wasn't a little kid when she was killed. So the Clervy we met... Was she really a spirit at all?
I suppose you could call her an illusion born of flame. Her existence is like ashes to a fire. Something left over in the wake of blaze and ruin. You see, a certain power runs through my veins. It's not unlike a curse. My flames leave behind shadows of anything they consume. Of course, the chances of those shadows morphing into a sentient entity are exceedingly slim. Clervy is a very special case. Clervy died when she was 16 years old, but what emerged from the flames was her 6-year-old self. Her appearance wasn't the only thing affected. Most of her memories were lost to the blaze as well. Memory is a mysterious thing indeed. Losing a portion of your memories will alter your sense of self. Lose 10 years' worth, however, and it would be like living in the past. Like returning to a version of yourself that never grew up.
No wonder Paimon got such a weird feeling when we were talking to her.
Perhaps I should put it this way. Clervy is someone trapped in time. It may seem like she exists with us in the present, but she truly lives in the confines of her own past.
I mean, we could tell when she was like saying that she opened the window and yeah.
So if all of that is true, then you must have known about Clervy for a long time.
Of course she did.
Indeed. She's a rather volatile and unstable entity. Sometimes she would look after the children.
Really?
She's even saved some of their lives.
She did that?
But other times,
Oh.
she would hide from me and become obsessed with revealing the truth about the house to anyone who will listen. Shadows don't have the capacity to learn or grow. Any new information they encounter is quickly forgotten over time.
So sad.
Your attempts to expose Clervy to sunlight. They failed, yes. The reason is actually quite simple. In Clervy's mind, the house is impossible to escape. And it is this very perception that traps her there. But no matter. All I have to do is kill her again, and all will be resolved. I don't anticipate so much as a single speck of ash will be left behind this time.
Of course.
Wait! Paimon can understand why you might want her gone, but isn't there another way? So what if she's trapped in her 6-year-old self? She's still your friend! At least talk to her first!
She has to talk to her first for her to be able to escape the church. The House of the Hearth. What church?
It's too late for that. She broke the rules, and now she must be punished. That goes for Filial and Nantoy as well. She's had quite the effect on them. I hope you understand. The difference between Crucibina and myself lies in our formulation of the rules, not our policy for enforcing them.
Really?
Upholding the rules without question is a trait we both share. Because that is how a household should be run.
Because that guy we saw was not killed and was leading a happy life, and you helped with that happy life. I don't believe this.
Is this really what you want to do?
Finally. Finally, you opened your mouth and you said something.
Whatever could you mean?
Don't you want to say a proper goodbye at least?
Whether as a killer or as a father, there are two things that must be avoided at all costs. Anger and sorrow. Anger makes you impulsive. Sorrow causes you to waver.
You can't push those feelings away. Pushing those feelings that are like normal for a human to feel, this is not healthy for you, but obviously you're past that. She's way past that, and I know. I'm just saying she's really like trapping herself even worse. But I guess she has the plan anyway.
Well, it appears it's about time to proceed. Before we arrived, I told some of my well-behaved children to bring our troublemakers here by nightfall.
She's gonna use them as excuse. She's not gonna kill them. She's gonna make the children bring them here, and she's gonna give the children the option. Do you want to save them? Do you want the rules of the House of the Hearth to change and work the way you want them to? Then defeat me right here and take control. That's what she's gonna do. She's not gonna kill them. She's gonna use them as bait.
I do believe I've kept my end of the deal. I gave your friends quite a bit more time. As for what happens now, we'll just have to wait and see.
I feel like I'm resonating so bad with this character. I understand her heart so bad, like her way of seeing things. And then I reach the end and it's the complete opposite. And I make myself seem like a fool.
Here they are, Father.
You gonna execute him? Seeing something like that would actually be a first for me.
This is not good, and I hope things will change soon for you, and you understand that this is wrong.
Lenny!
I'm sorry. I heard about how you helped buy us more time. But I still failed. I couldn't find a way to fulfill her wish.
Only Arlecchino can do that by telling her. Well, actually, the whole thing that's gonna happen.
Huh? Are you... Perry?
Indeed, it's been a while, Clairvy.
Perry!
Shh, stay right there. I'm sorry to postpone our reunion, but first I believe certain scores need settling.
Father, let me explain.
Out of my way.
Father!
You chose to conceal a threat to the house. And for that, you must be punished.
She's playing the role well. I almost fell for it again.
Overall, however, I suppose your wrongdoing is hardly the most egregious of the bunch, so I'll deal with your punishments later. As for right now, the more pressing concerns are the traitors among us.
By traitors? Do you mean us?
Father, let me explain. We didn't mean to...
Fultz, why don't you share what you heard?
Yes, Father. Secret Midnight Meeting number 3. Participants, Filial, Nantoi, Sato, Toddy. Nantoi clearly said, if only Father wasn't the one who took us in. Sato added, I'm sick of this life. I just want to live as a normal person. Filial was the worst of them all. She called us crazies and said a bunch of mean things about Father.
I did not! You're lying! Fultz is trying to frame us.
It's not like I'm the only one who heard those things. After that, you and Toddy and a bunch of other people started talking about Clairvy. You were using all those things Clairvy brought up as an excuse to question Father.
He's a little rat, yes, but he I feel like that's the way he grew up to be, like he's growing up to be. That's why I think under the guidance of someone like Linny, everything would be the way Arlecchino wanted it to be. Arlecchino wants things to run the way someone with a heart can lead them to be. But unfortunately, she has put up this front. She has went through so many things that she's not able to give everything she's giving, but with an open heart That's what's holding her back. I feel like Arlecchino is seeing that the way she's running things is not as good as she hoped to be, and it's like not as good as she hoped to be. Like, it's not going the way that it's similar in a way to what happened in the past. Like, she's not torturing them, but also she's not allowing them to live freely and happy, and that's why she wants to pass this on to someone else. That's why she's doing all this, because she wants to make the siblings stand up for those people on their own, because that's when she'll know they're ready. And that's why she's using the Traveler, and she made us accept this confirmation so that we actually help them defeat her, because she doesn't think they'll be able to defeat her without us, and we are the key of rescuing everyone. But I don't think any of them are going to execute her. I think they all, like the siblings and the Traveler, would not let this happen.
We're birds locked in a cage. The only way out is to destroy it. That's what you said, wasn't it?
You little. You just want me gone, don't you? What did I ever do to you, huh?
Stop fighting with a child. And yeah, I understand her, but...
And you, Sheplo, have you forgotten who stood by your sickbed, watched over you, and changed your dressings? Come on, let's hear it then. What's your reason for all this?
You're wrong, Filial. We don't want you to die. You're our family.
Liar. You wouldn't be doing this if that were the case. So why? Why have you backed us into a corner?
We all live in the House of the Hearth. You know the type of work we do, Filial. A single betrayal can cost dozens of us our lives. It's not like it's never happened before. That kind of thing is hard to forget.
Come on, you three.
That's why the House of the Hearth cannot tolerate any form of betrayal. Ever since we came to Poisson, you've had 7 secret meetings. A lot of the things you talked about really crossed the line.
You've been spying on us for half a month? Wait a second. Now that I think about it, the move to Poisson was just a way to make it easier to spy on us, wasn't it? Because we were all in one place. You've had this planned all along.
Filial, Nantoy, I'm sorry. I owe you both my life. I owe Clairvy too. If it weren't for all your help after I got poisoned, I wouldn't be standing here today. If this were any other situation, I would do anything to repay that kindness, even if it cost me my life. But rules are rules. I'm sorry. My hands are tied.
Why? Why?
That's enough, Filial. We made a mistake, and we should own up to it. We broke the rules, plain and simple. And now we have to face the consequences.
I think, like, Freminet is going to be the one to crack.
I'm sorry, Chapleau. Fultz. I'm sorry, Father.
Even though in the beginning it seemed like Lini was about to. I'm very curious.
We accept our punishment.
Chapleau, according to the rules of the House of the Hearth, how should these traitors be punished?
She's playing the role she wanted like crazy. She's like performing now so that for the siblings, I'm telling you.
All those who betray the house pay with their lives.
And so it shall be.
Uh-huh. No.
Father, please wait!
I knew it. She's getting exactly what she wanted.
Something you want to say, Lini?
Something you want to say, lady?
Please reconsider, Father. What Filial and the others did, does it really count as betrayal? We all come from broken families. From the very first day we joined the House of the Hearth, we wanted nothing more than to make it a real home. But the truth is, none of us know what a real home should look like.
That's what she wants them to feel, though. And that's why she's doing this.
I'm not saying I have all the answers. All I know is this. Killing Filial and the others may uphold the rules, but doing so will only bring us further away from being a real family than we've ever been.
That's what she arranged with Nouvillette.
So please, Father, please reconsider.
I agree with Linny.
Father, please. Linny, you...
I also agree with Linny.
An order once given cannot be rescinded.
Tell them what you want to happen. Tell them how they can get what they want.
However, given the extent of your determination, I suppose we shall have to go about this a different way. Draw your weapons and face me.
Our weapons?
I cannot.
Father, are you referring to a duel?
Precisely. The rules of the house will not be altered. Traitors must be punished. However, resolving disputes with a duel is also one of our rules, one that also applies to me. Demonstrate a sufficient showing of strength, and I shall offer a concession.
Wait. Beat Father in a duel?
Impossible. Father is way too strong, even for Linny.
What a wonderful character Arlecchino is. What a wonderful written character this is.
Did you hear that, Traveler?
Wow. I can't believe this. What an amazing written character.
Linny and the others have to duel the knave. What should we do? Can they really win something like that? If they lose, those people from the house are really gonna be executed. Hey, are you listening?
She has already forgotten everything that happened in this quest. Not us, Paimon. Is executing them really what she wants? No! You have
Don't you want to say a proper goodbye at least?
It's her. She's the one saying the goodbye.
Anger makes you impulsive. Sorrow causes you to waver.
She never actually answered my question. But that makes the answer pretty obvious, doesn't it?
Oh. Looking at that expression on her face, she seems really serious about this. Guess that means there's no chance she's throwing the duel on purpose, huh?
There's no way that Nave would lose her purpose, although she did make us promise.
When guests are around, families are often on their best behavior. And any disputes are less likely to escalate.
When the time comes, make the choice that you deem most appropriate in the situation, and lend your help to the House of the Hearth.
What's wrong, Traveler? Hey, where are you going?
Stay there.
Traveler?
Is this... Uh-oh. I'd like to see for myself what the fourth of the Fatui Harbingers can do.
You're asking to join the duel against the knave?
If that's okay.
I'll allow it. We do have a ready-made dueling ring at our disposal, after all.
What do you think she brought us here in the first place? You baby of a person. If only I could give her a hug, but she would burn me alive.
All I would advise is this. Keep a firm grasp on your weapon, and give it your all. Any less, and you may just lose your life.
Stabilize!
Go in! A proper send-off! Hey there!
Now that's more like it.
And voila!
What? Where's Linny? He started wall up, I don't see him
With the
anywhere.
fall of darkness, destruction shall rise.
Oh, wait.
Let's
Oh,
light
they're
it up.
they're there, the others.
Have a taste of purgatory.
What? I didn't see what it said. Something about charge attack.
Hang in there!
This is giving me chills.
I am the cutting edge of fashion.
How amusing.
Feeling lucky?
Oh, I don't have the...
Get in here!
Look
What is this?
like a bunch of helpless
Let's light it up.
animals.
Oh, that was easy. Jesus Christ. She looks so good. She looks so good. Wow. Cinder of Two Worlds Flames. Did it say her name? I didn't see the last one. Chills. Ah! Chills.
Seared away.
Solidify!
My blade is all that remains.
Everybody stand!
Thank you, Devil A.
Next customer!
Now's our chance.
Over here!
What are you doing?
This one's got your
Sometimes
name on it!
only the beginning.
Stabilize!
Get out of here!
Did I win? Ooh. I cannot enjoy this fight because I know what she wants. Wow. For every day.
You should know better than to crowd in one place.
That's true. It's okay. She's not killing him.
Oh, I know.
Ah!
No!
Wow.
I'm sorry, Father!
Wow.
Sorry for what? This pitiful excuse for an attack.
Sorry for what? Wow. I cannot wait for your rerun. I need her weapon, I mean. I have her. She's forcing us. She's forcing us to do something. She's trying to make us stronger, to push us.
Made it out, did you?
That's why she's walking so slow.
You're stronger than I expected.
A crimson moon. I can't move.
Hello, Acheron. place? Or Conria?
Still, not strong enough to beat me.
What happened? That was weird. Did we go back in time? No.
I believe we can end things here. It's not often that we get to enjoy the company of guests, after all. We wouldn't want things to get too out of hand.
She wants to lose. She wants to lose, but well, we're not ready? Is that it?
Brother, are you alright?
Lyney.
Given that I am the victor of this duel, as agreed, the punishment stands.
No!
I never thought things would end like this.
However, everyone involved in the duel demonstrated a remarkable level of strength and determination. In light of this, I'm prepared to change the method of execution.
Was I supposed to lose there? Could I have done something else? No, right? Cause I don't know if you should have pressed something. I don't think I could change the outcome, cause look at her now, what she's saying, I guess.
Elwar, the bottled flames I gave you for safekeeping. Do you still have them?
Yes? I wasn't sure what they were for, but I've kept them super safe. I didn't lose a single one.
Wonderful. Then, in just a moment, I'll have you administer them.
Bottled flames?
Indeed. They're the product of a secret experiment. Under certain special circumstances, flames can be extracted from my person and preserved. Once ingested, searing pain will spread across every inch of your body. No harm will come to you physically, but your memories will be burned away.
Oh. She's gonna make them forget so that there's no excuse of punishing them.
If you can withstand the pain. When you awake,
Jesus.
You'll have forgotten everything you know about the House of the Hearth, and will be expelled from the organization.
Oh, I see. That's her way of dealing with them, to make it right. Like, you're gonna forget, but then you can live your life happily.
In other words, administering this concoction will kill the version of you that grew up in the house, and give you a new identity.
Oh, I see. So she is suffering losses. Like, she allows people to live their own life, but at the same time they forget everything that they lived with her and the House of the Hearth. So it's like she does feel the pain of losing them, like the separation, because they're not the same as they used to be in a way. They have no memories. Yes, the young man that I thought looked familiar, the one selling newspapers outside the Palais Mermonia, he must have been the same horror we saw on the list of executions. He wasn't killed at all.
Memory is a mysterious thing indeed. Losing a portion of your memories will alter your sense of self.
Now, I thought she really did wish for us to beat her, but we were not strong enough. That's why things went the other way. I get it. If my understanding of the name is right, she really thinks of that as killing him. The horror that lived in the House of the Hearth is dead. The one that remains is simply a normal person living out his life with his beloved. Even so, it's much better than actually ending their lives.
So, you're just letting us go, Father?
You misunderstand. Memories are extremely important. Once consumed by flame, the version of you standing before me will die, and our secrets will die with you. So no, I don't intend to just let you go, because the person who survives will be nothing but a stranger.
Wait, she said we're stronger than she expected? Oh, I misunderstood then. I thought she said... I thought she meant that we're not strong enough. What I don't understand is she said she's willing to change the method of execution. So what did she plan to do originally? Was it just a bluff or what? I don't understand that part. I think she wanted us to beat her so that Linny and the siblings, like one of them becomes in charge. They get the title so that they can change the whole system. So that everything changes. Like, it doesn't happen that way anymore. Like, there's no executions or like... I don't know exactly what, but she didn't want things to be that strict and that serious. She wanted things to be better for all of them. She just didn't know how to do it herself. And that's the best way she can do it is the way she's doing it now with the flames. That's her way of saving those people, like punishing them, but in a way saving them. Like if someone is unhappy in the House of the Hearth, she wants to give them the opportunity to live happily ever after. But the only way to do that is, unfortunately, that way. They have to forget everything about it. So this is their death, but also like salvation.
Even so, I won't have to live in fear anymore. I'm sorry, Father. I'm sorry I let you down. But I really...
Don't cry, Filial. You haven't left the house yet, so there are still rules to be followed, yes? Remember what I taught you. Anger makes you impulsive, sorrow causes you to waver. Don't let yourself be controlled by your emotions.
Of course. I'll remember.
Dry your tears, and go pursue the life you really want.
What a wonderful character. What an extremely well-written character. I can't believe how well she's written.
Yes, Father.
Chaplot, Fultz, Elwar. Take them back to Poisson. And bring Linny and the others as well. I prepared 3 extra vials of bottled flames. As for whether to take them, the choice is yours.
They're not gonna take them. They're gonna stick with her.
Goodbye, children. The next time we meet, I will no longer be your father.
This is heartbreaking for her. This is really heartbreaking for her. She says she doesn't want to feel sorrow and waver, but she already wavered because she's not killing them. She's giving them the freedom they wanted. She is killing them, yes, in a way, because they forget who she is, but that's why she's feeling the sorrow. That's why she's hurting as well, because in a way she's losing them.
Thank you for all you've done for the house. I hope you have bright futures ahead of you.
Oh, Linny. Linny is really struck by this.
Let's go.
Here, grab my arm, Linny. I'll help you walk back.
Thank you.
It's time for her now. For her ending of
Clairvy.
conclusion.
Can we talk now? I've been waiting for a super long time.
Yeah, I kind of forgot you were there, to be honest.
You really are Perry, aren't you? I haven't seen you in so long. How come you're all grown up? Wait, did I somehow travel to the future on accident? Or am I dreaming? What a long dream.
What can you tell her? The truth, I guess.
Neither. You died, Clairvy. That's what happened.
She's telling her the truth so she can also let her go.
You could have at least sugarcoated it a little. Look, she's done speechless.
She probably had enough lies.
Oh. Okay then. Huh? That's it? You accepted it just like that?
Yes.
Yep. If that's what Perry says happened, then I believe her. Perry wouldn't lie to me. Plus, I don't really need to know why I'm like this. I'm more curious about what happens in the future. If you're a harbinger now, Perry, that means Mother is gone, isn't she?
Yes.
Can you tell me about it? I want to know what happened to her. And to me.
So unfair. So unfair what's happened to Clairvy and what happens to Arlecchino right now and throughout her life. So unfair.
You never stopped trying to defy fate. At first, no one believed you. You could only vent your frustrations to the moon. In fact, you often sought comfort in the night sky. You wanted to see the aurora, so one night we promised each other we would go to Snezhnaya to see it together.
That's kind of closer for Alrecchino as well, though. She's kind of getting some form of closure too. So I guess you can say this is kind of... it is traumatic, but it's also traumatic, but it's also therapeutic.
Later on, you tried to run away, but you were brought back each time. Mother spared your life, but it wasn't out of kindness. Instead, she decided to make an example of you by slowly torturing you over time. That way, the other children would know what happens to traitors. Still, you never gave up. Mother hoped that through ruthless duel after ruthless duel, she would be able to crown an ultimate victor among the children she raised. But you called on everyone to unite, to fight to a draw in order to reduce casualties. Your efforts may have only delayed the inevitable, but still. You gave them hope.
She's talking about herself as well, that she also got hope through this. Through her. And then when she disappeared, she lost hope, and she had to take things in her own hands.
You tried everything you could think of, but every attempt ended in failure. Still, you never turned your sword on Crucibina, and you never turned it on me. On that gloomy day, you told me, "For the last 16 years of my life, I've done everything I can to fight for freedom. But now, I realize that the only freedom I truly possess is the freedom to choose to die."
I never imagined I would say something like that. I must have been feeling really worn down.
Exhausted. You must have been feeling exhausted. In every way possible.
But somehow, I still think I understand. According to Mother's plan, only one of us was going to make it until the end. And I always hoped that person would be you. If I could do it all over again, I still don't think I would make a different choice. Even when I first met you, I knew you'd be able to do what I couldn't.
Wow. Words that... How do they affect you, Alrecchino?
Is that so? Even now, I'm not sure I truly understand what kind of freedom you were trying to pursue.
I think you do.
But as the head of the House of the Hearth,
I
and
think
as
she
the children of
understands.
the house will have their memories wiped clean of all secrets pertaining to the organization. In return, they will be allowed to live a normal life in Fontaine without being prosecuted for their past. Of course, I won't simply hand freedom to them on a
They have
silver
to fight
platter.
for it, yes.
They have to fight for it and prove themselves worthy of it. Only freedom that is earned has true value.
That's more than enough. That's exactly the kind of life I was fighting for.
Oh my god, she said that to her. Oh, this was... Wow.
You know, Perry, I think you're a pretty amazing king, and a really great father, too. I'm really happy that you're the one who took over the house. I guess I do have one regret, though. I still haven't seen the outside world.
Well, it just so happens that our dear guests over here have been to many nations and traveled to countless places. Perhaps they would be willing to tell you what the outside world is like.
Really? Of course! We've traveled all over the place. We've got so many stories, we could probably talk your ears off for 3 days straight.
Let's talk first about the land of Animal, the nation of freedom.
You know, I used to dream of being a bard. Playing the lute while singing into the winds of freedom. Even if there was no one there to listen, I would have continued to sing no matter what.
The land of Geo, nation of contracts.
Ah, that's where Mora comes from. I never knew that before. If I had some Mora, I would buy 3 new dresses. One for me, one for Perry,
And one for
one for
Mom.
Mother.
How awful to have a child and not love it.
It's just too bad Perry doesn't like wearing dresses. And Mother, well, she probably wouldn't accept something like that either. I guess I just have to keep them all for me then.
Wear a
I could
different
wear
one.
a different one every day.
Oh, pure baby. The land of Electro, the nation of eternity.
Those yokai you mentioned, what do they look like? I once saw a drawing of this one guy with horns on his head and a super scary face. Are there any yokai like that? Oh, sounds like you're talking about an Oni.
If you met Ito though.
We've met one, and let Paimon tell you, they're not nearly as scary as they look.
No, they're not. The land of Dendro, the nation of wisdom.
I was always too afraid to skip Mother's fighting lessons. But at the academia, I bet you could do all sorts of secret things in class. Things that have nothing to do with studying. I'm just kidding. Being able to study whatever you want without having to fear for your life actually sounds pretty great.
It sounds like the way it should be for everyone in the world. So freaking unfair.
The situation was super dangerous. Lenny and Lynette were accused of committing a crime.
I didn't bring
and they were
paper.
going to have to stand trial at the Opera Epicles.
I fault.
Oh no. That must have been hard for all of you. What happened next? Don't worry. We were able to turn the situation around super quickly. All
Oh,
thanks to Detective Paimon, of course.
Why is this now coming back? This is not the right moment for me to look at this.
How'd you do that? Come on, tell me.
Give it to Claire. Oh, she's not gonna be able to wear
So
it.
it was like this. After the failed magic show, we rushed to the scene and...
Clarby is listening really intently to Paimon's story about our time in Fontaine. She seems really happy, like all her troubles have been forgotten. Maybe this is the first time she's ever been able to truly relax, but I'm not sure how long this moment can last.
Shadows don't have the capacity to learn or grow. Any new information they encounter is quickly forgotten over time.
As time passes, she'll probably forget everything we've told her and go back to being the scared little girl who could only hide in the shadows. I was so busy thinking, I almost didn't notice the sun was rising.
Clairvy, you've worked tirelessly from the shadows to overthrow the House of the Hearth.
It's time for you to
Now,
step into the sun.
by my authority as the Knave, I shall announce how this matter ends. You are hereby expelled from the House of the Hearth. You are no longer tied to this place, nor are you bound by its rules.
You're saying that I can finally leave? I get to experience the outside world as well? Oh, I almost forgot. There's no getting older for me. Still, seeing who you grew up to be makes me really happy, Parallel. Take care of yourself. Goodbye.
May we meet again someday.
Clairvy.
How I wish I could give her a hug. Arlecchino, I don't know what to say.
She left so soon. Paimon didn't even get to finish her story.
I also have certain sentiments left unsaid.
Of course you do. Of course you do.
I wanted to tell her that the aurora I saw in Snezhnaya was just as beautiful as the ones in the pictures.
Wow, we see the real Knave right now.
But a shadow's memories reset at dawn. Had we delayed any longer, we wouldn't have had the time to say goodbye. Whatever regrets may linger,
Let them be lost to the coming
into
of
the
a new
coming
day.
of a new day.
Yeah, unfortunately, that's how it is. You can't keep holding regrets.
Father?
He's back. He wanted to say things to Father. He wanted to say things.
It's Linny! Hey, Linny! What is he doing back here? Let's go check it out.
Father, the bottled flames have been administered. Filial and the others have left the house.
But they're not gonna leave her. They're not gonna leave her. They love her.
And you? What have you decided?
Thank you for giving us that choice, Father. But we never wanted to leave the house. It's the only home we've ever known. Lynette and Fremine feel the same way. They're recuperating back at the Hotel Bouffe d'été. But I decided to come back and tell you where we stood.
I'm sure you're well aware of the expectations I have for you.
Yes,
I
they're
want
very
you
aware.
to follow in my footsteps and become the next king of the house. Yet you seem to have different ideas. I must admit, I'm rather surprised by your decision to stay. There's nothing wrong with choosing to live a quiet life. Leading this organization is a heavy responsibility.
They know.
One not so easily carried by someone forced onto the throne.
I know you want a better life for them, but at the same time you want them by your side because you trust them and you believe in them. So I can fully understand the way you feel. It's a very confusing situation she's in because she loves them. She wants the best for them, which she thinks it might not be being part of the House of the Hearth. But she also wants them by her side, and she also believes that them being on the throne, Lini being the next king, is the best thing that can happen to the place. So it's a very, very tough predicament she's in.
I just never understood what you saw in me. What made you believe I was deserving of that throne?
What you did today is what she saw.
And, most importantly, you cherish your family. You would do anything to protect them, even if it costs you your life.
Speaking up back there was so brave of you, Linny. It's all thanks to you that we were able to convince Father to back down.
You're a hero, Linny.
Yes, he is.
Hero. Father is the real hero.
You're both heroes in your own ways. You're both heroes in your own ways. It doesn't have to be one hero. Many people can be heroes at once.
Had Father gone all out during the duel, there's no way I would have walked away with my life.
Of course.
She must
Of
have
course she had planned it
from the
all. Of
beginning,
course.
From the very moment she suggested a duel.
Of course.
I'm not deserving of that title. I'm not strong enough or smart enough.
You are. Both of those things. But you can always keep growing to become stronger.
You're wrong.
And strength doesn't come from fighting expertise. It's much more. I understand as a title, like as a leader, probably you are required to be powerful, but at the same time, this shouldn't be the only measurement of strength.
In my opinion, all you need to be deserving of the throne is conviction and the necessary strength to act on it.
She can't be any more perfect. She's amazingly written. I love her.
We may have different ideas of what it means to be a family, but you can hardly be said to lack conviction. What you truly lack is strength.
Wow.
For someone of your talent, though, that's something that will come with time.
Perfect.
Even without that strength, you still chose to face me in a duel, even though the odds were stacked against you. That capacity to honor your convictions is what I truly see in you.
Okay, I have no words left. I think she just says everything that she says more than I actually hoped for. She's amazing.
Father.
No one knows what the future holds, what tragedy or triumph may be in store. Being at the head of this organization requires the strength of will to face whatever comes. Caution will only hold you back. If reaching a certain standard were required to go after what you want, I would never have succeeded in killing my predecessor. Back then, there was still a considerable gap between our abilities. Strength may decide the ultimate victor, but those who let a lack of strength dictate their decisions or undermine their convictions will never be worthy of the throne.
I understand, Father. Thank you.
Amazing.
Children must grow up to surpass their parents. Only then can a family continue to flourish. The road ahead is not an easy one, so I'll ask you one last time. Are you certain you want to stay?
She's giving the last escape from everything, the last opportunity.
You've done so much for me, Father, and that kindness must be repaid. Plus, with Project Stuja at hand, there are many dangers ahead, and I, for one, don't intend to back down. Protecting my family at all costs, that's my conviction.
Then you're welcome to stay. As for Project Stuja, you need not be too concerned. If those cowardly businessmen and heartless dignitaries try to take us down, I'm prepared to teach them a lesson.
Of course she's prepared. She neglected Dottore, like she rejected Dottore. She's like, she's not going to be part of something bigger if that something bigger is going to affect the family, the House of the Hearth. Like, she's the family. We went to a different game for a sec. But it is her family. To be honest with you, it is her family. They are all a family.
Having members who longed for the light was our organization's last weakness. With those members no longer among our ranks, the House of the Hearth is like a spider hiding in the shadows. We need only wait for our prey to come to us. At present, our imperative is to use their plan to our advantage. In doing so, a crimson moon shall rise amid the frigid blizzards of winter. No demonstration of loyalty shall go unrewarded, and no sacrifice shall be in vain.
I'm sorry for the bell, but I think she's ready. Whatever happens, she's ready to unleash her full strength to just go nuts.
As for the two of you, whether we meet again as friend or foe, I'll remember the camaraderie we shared in this moment. No matter how arduous the journey ahead, I hope we both reach our desired destination.
Into the sunlight, wait until 2 days later. I'm extremely impressed by how well Arlecchino is written. She could have said it better to Linny. Everything she said to Linny was like the right things to say to someone you want to show how much you care for them, how much you want them to keep thriving, and how much you believe in them. Because she reassured Linny that you are capable of anything. You just need to make the choice of whether you wanna be part of it or not.
At the hotel booth d'été? Oh, Paimon wonders how they're doing. Maybe we should go check on.
Let's go see how the other two babies are. There they are. Hi.
Lynette, Fremine, how are you feeling?
They seem okay.
Much better.
Whew, what a relief.
What about you? Are you feeling alright?
I'm right as rain. There's no need to worry.
I knew you'd come out unscathed. Us, on the other hand, well, we've been bedridden for 2 days. I couldn't even turn over.
Aww, 2 days.
Oh, and I wanted to ask, is Clairvy gone?
Yes.
Linny and the other members have left Poisson and returned to the House of the Hearth. According to him, there haven't been any more sightings of a spirit roaming the house.
We bid her farewell under a blanket of sunlight.
I see.
I'm glad. Father came to check up on us 2 days ago.
Of course she
told
did.
us about what happened with Crusabina and Clairvy.
Oh.
Actually, I've met Crusabina before.
What?
Wait, what? You've met the former knave?
Really?
Crusabina died a year after Clairvy. It was during the year between their deaths that I joined the House of the Hearth.
Oh.
Crusabina had an extremely cruel
Wow.
and radical way of doing things. While she was alive, the atmosphere in the house was suffocating.
He has an even better picture than the others about how much better Knave is now. How much better Arlecchino is.
When I joined, though, the experiment she valued so much had already come to an end, and all the people involved, dead and injured alike, were gone. Crusabina never talked about the past with us newcomers. A couple of months after I joined, Father killed Crusabina and burned all her files. With that, the names of all the people subjected to her experiments, Clairvy included, were lost to the flames, along with the painful memories they represented.
He can't get enough of Lynette. Yeah, she's so lovely, and she's so cool as well when she fights.
Father took in Lenny and me a couple months after that, but she never mentioned anything about Crusabina or Clairvy.
She wouldn't want to talk about that.
It really seems like something she was planning to keep to herself. The last time you talked to her, did she mention why she kept it a secret for so long?
She said she didn't want us to be affected by the darkness of the past. She was worried we'd develop a false sense of gratitude towards her if we knew about it.
Not false. Not false.
The foundation of a family should be free of any corrupting influence. Whatever happened in the past, it has nothing to do with who we are now. And that's what Father told us in the end.
But I still thanked her for everything. It was only after hearing about what Crucibina did that I finally realized how insignificant our lives could have been. The members of the house meant nothing to her. To say that she valued them in any way, even just as a tool, would probably be giving her too much credit. If Father hadn't taken over the House of the Hearth, I probably would have already...
Don't think about that. She saved you in the end. Don't think about that. You know what? She saved you in the end.
Father rarely brings up the fact that she saved us. She doesn't believe that being indebted to her should be what ties us together.
Yeah, that's true. But at the same time, it should be something to reveal what kind of a person she is. Because she did save them, but also she's treating them well. She's not doing any of the things her mother was doing. The mother was doing.
But even if we didn't owe her anything, we would still choose to stay. Because this is our home. We may have arguments or times when we feel wronged. Some people may even choose to leave. But as long as Father's here, we will always have a home.
Whether the path before us is bathed in sunlight or shrouded in shadow, we'll follow Father wherever she chooses to go.
Yeah.
So I wanted to say thank you for helping us make it through this crisis. Without your help, we could have lost a lot more along the way.
Oh, we didn't do anything, really.
Just invite us back as guests and we'll call it even.
Of course. You're welcome anytime.
Are Filio and Nantoy okay?
I actually saw them at a cafe this morning. They didn't recognize me. From what I could tell, they were drinking coffee and talking about one of the operas that started running recently. They seemed happy. If I had to take a guess, I would say they finally found the kind of life they always wished for.
So, I didn't expect this quest to be as good as it was. A very, very, very sensitive story. Well, terrible story, terrible past of some characters, very tragic. We had seen the trailer of Arlecchino with Clervy, but putting it in an actual event, like an actual story, was the best thing they could have done. I'm very, very, very happy with the way they handled this quest. For a bit I was thinking if we didn't watch the trailer, then everything would be more shocking. But then again, I think the reason they showed us the trailer first was because they didn't want us to focus on the mystery of, did Arlecchino really did this? Is she really the knave Clervy's talking about? Did she really do all these bad things? But I think the reason they did all this is to show us that what kind of person Arlecchino has become, and how much of a difference she has made to the House of the Hearth, and what is the bond of the people inside the House of the Hearth, and how she's dealing with the people that don't want to be part of the House of the Hearth. Because basically, yes, Arlecchino is holding some principles some of the rules are being held, but at the same time she's not. She loves the people in the House of the Hearth. She's giving them a second chance, and she's helping them if she can at their life after. Because when she bought those newspapers, I'm telling you, I was crushed in the best way possible. I was destroyed in the best way possible, and she's one of my top characters in the game now. Like, she's so well written that I cannot wait to see more of her in the future. She's an incredible character, hands down. And I cannot wait for her rerun to get her weapon. I'm so sad I missed it. If I had played this quest first, I would have bought the packs to buy it, try to pull for her weapon. So now I have to wait in the future. And I will wait, because I definitely need her weapon now. I don't care. So, you say, Devil Ace, you hope for more answers about names past, but I guess we have to wait for part 2. Yeah, I don't think they could fit much more into this quest, because the whole point of this quest was to focus more on who she has become now, and what is her relationship with the members now, and what is her goal. I really believe that her goal was to lose, so that the next king was Linny, and that he changed the rules, the way the house worked, so that maybe they didn't have to work with Snezhnaya and the Fatui, and they could be on their own. But it wasn't that. It didn't happen, I mean, because we weren't able to beat her. And at the end of the day, it makes sense we were not able to beat her, because she's number 4 of the Fatui Harbingers. So it makes sense that she's 4 for a reason. She's super powerful. I feel like she might come back down the line, either in Snezhnaya or Natlan, but I think she's gonna come back in Snezhnaya, unless she helps us beat another Harbinger down the line. But that would only happen if the House of the Hearth was in danger because of a Harbinger. So thank you so much, Devil A. Thank you so much for sticking out with the stream and watching it. Thank you so much. I hope you liked it. It's the first time I stream on YouTube. I wanted to do a stream on YouTube because I have many people here as well, and I never streamed here before, and I wanted to try it. So as always, I want to thank everyone who tunes in or tuned in and watched this. I hope you have a great day or night wherever you are and whenever you watch this. And this was definitely one of my favorite quests ever in Genshin, and I think it's very, very close to Fontaine, the main Archon quest. I loved it with all my heart, and I love Arlecchino with all my heart, and I cannot wait for her to be back again so I can pull. Let me know your thoughts. I know it's late that I played it. It's much later than it has originally came out, but I didn't want to let it just exist in the background, so I done it. So yeah. Take care, everyone, and I'll see you next time with more Honkai Impact and Honkai Star Rail, and Genshin in the future as well, obviously, when we get such beautiful stories and awesome writing. So yeah. Yeah, take care. Have a great weekend, everyone. Have a great weekend. I'll see you soon. Thank you so much for tuning in. Take care.